Let's go.
Hello, hello. We are back for another WLDL matchup. Got Team Drip versus Mudboys, Sange Division, battle for the top of the division. Joined tonight once again by Chio. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good. Got another game just dead us at noon, so I'm actually chilling. These games are so nice when they're scheduled late in the night for me. But, yeah, it's nice. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited for this series. It's a big one for the Sange Division. Both of these teams are 7-1. So gonna really define the team to beat here. It's been pretty crowded in the Sange division, though, as things have shaken out. Pretty contested at the top of the division. So.
Yeah, I think was it the other teams that are really high are Looming Fruit and Pots Pals, right? 6-2 and 7-3.
Yep.
So they still have implications for like what the repeat seeding is, I think.
Yeah.
So,
and then there's also Planet Zero, who came down from Kaya Division, and have been kind of a wild card in how things play out, because they're obviously assumed to be near the top. And I think I knew they split at least one of their series against Pups Pals. I forget how their series with Drip went. I think Drip might have. Drip must have.
I think Drip 2-0'd them.
Yeah. Yeah, they must have, because we split a series with Drip, and that's their one loss.
I think in that game we saw Elegance play against I still don't know what to call Ape. I guess we'll just call him Ape. It's just like kind of awkward though. But yeah. It was an interesting mid matchup. Ape held his own really well. But yeah, I mean, just showing off that he's a pretty strong mid player. Now, that being said though, Morphling mid first phase banned by Team Drip. We saw that one from Mudboys last week, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of respect that has to get put towards the Mudboys mid. Because they've been willing to first phase heroes like Morphling and Void Spirit. And then you also have Lena on this patch that you have to consider and usually have to ban.
5 seconds.
So they opt to leave the Void Spirit in. We'll see if Mudboys are willing to first phase that. Drip is going to start with the Ricky support. Well, probably support. Often...
I mean, honestly, seeing Ricky first, I wouldn't want to pick Void Spirit into it. That sounds kind of nightmarish.
Yeah, that Sleep Dart really interferes with a lot of... Sleep Dart and Smoke Clouds interfere with a lot of what a Void Spirit want to do. Yeah, I like that as an opening when you know that that's left on the table.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that it made it through. I guess the Razor Disruptor was kind of higher priority. We've seen the Disruptor picked a few times. Obviously, it has a lot of catch and stuff, so it might just be like uncomfortable for them. It kind of follows the same thing. Like it's like you have Smoke Screen, which is kind of instant, and then Static Storm, which is also kind of instant silence.
Yeah.
So I guess that's just kind of hard to play against. But yeah, interesting that the Ricky went through, considering how prevalent it has been. But, yeah, we're gonna see that. All right.
Yeah, Drip played it once last week, so it is known that they're willing to pick this.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Lagana, it was Lagana's hero, I'm pretty sure. And if I remember correctly, he actually popped off really hard. And here it was just like, it was kind of just good support play all around. But the Sleeping Darts are just tearing through the backline. If I remember the game correctly, at least. Need to double check. Well, I think this is the first Mudboys game I've casted, so I don't know too much about them, but you saw them play. Okay, so the Void Spirit still picked.
Yep.
So we'll see what Ape's response to that is. Do you think there's anything that the Void Spirit, like, what's the word, disincentivizes as a pick?
10 seconds remain.
I don't know.
5 seconds.
I don't know how much it stops you from wanting to pick, because it's not a super strong laner. Honestly, you probably wouldn't love, like, the Lina, which is banned out anyway. I feel like Void Spirit would do decent against that, because you have good jump to get on her. Like, I feel like it's a pretty decent answer for, like most spirits, for any, like, deep backline or hero, like a Sniper, a Lina, a Shadow Fiend.
Fair. I think they might honestly think about Shadow Fiend for drip. Though, like, it has the voice pair has good catch, but it might just be one of those lanes where you just get raise spammed and then you can't jump in without just dying because you're so behind. Well, see if they offer that. But just gonna go Dawn. We've seen Ape play this a lot. The laning phase should just be pretty nice for both heroes then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ricky Dawnbreaker lets you play map really well. We've seen like DPC teams run like Nyx Dawnbreaker. Ricky, similar thing. Doesn't quite have the same stun potential until Sleeping Dart, but once you get that, it's basically the same game plan.
Yeah, I like the Ricky Dawnbreaker combo a lot. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, possible follow-up for Sleep Dart. It lets Dawnbreaker play her style of gameplay to the extreme of farm anywhere on the map, and then ult to where a fight breaks out, just ult to wherever somebody's sleep darted, and get an easy kill. It's also really nice because Ricky contributes very little in the laning phase, because you're really just waiting until 14 minutes when you can get your, or 15 minutes when you can get your Ag Shard.
It is radiant.
And Dawnbreaker is pretty comfortable in a lot of lanes, laning on her own. And we also see the Silencer band to protect it, so they're drafting pretty heavily around this strat, and I think it should go pretty well for them.
Yeah. On the other side, we see Pudge get banned out, so protecting the Void Spirit just from the bite, because that will put a damper in his plans. You kind of don't want to buy Lotus on Lich. It feels kind of awkward, and Lincoln's on Void is kind of... It's not a wasted item slot, but there's so many more things you could get, right? You could get like the Ags early, you get like Ags BKB, stuff like that. So you don't necessarily want to itemize against the Pudge per se, so they're going to ban that out. Also, it just has damage issues. And we've seen Zachman have really nice Pudge games, so it's nice to see that banned away.
Yeah, plus it's another great combo with the Ricky Sleep Dart. It's just like free hooks.
Yeah.
All the time.
At least it's not fountain hooks.
Yeah.
Hero 3, please. Gonna bring it back. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else that you would like to see banned? I would imagine like maybe Ursa would be pretty annoying if Zachman, sorry, not Zachman, if Mudboys gets it.
Yeah. You could ban, I mean, it's too late now, but you could ban an Ancient Apparition, to protect the Dawnbreaker a bit, but with the Lich on the table, it probably doesn't feel as necessary. Lich AA is not a great support duo, because they both kind of want to do the same things.
5 seconds remaining.
They ban out the Sniper, which kind of surprises me. I feel like they already have decent tools for getting on a Sniper, with the Ricky Dawnbreaker. But it's definitely always an annoying hero to play against, and maybe they felt like the Viper ban was kind of showing that they might want to go for a Sniper.
5 seconds.
I also like this OD ban. I think that is...
The OD ban's really good, yeah.
Yeah, another hero that enjoys the setup from a Sleep Dart, and interferes a lot in what Void Spirit wants to do, and I think that lane would be miserable for a Void Spirit.
Yeah, for sure. Any like melee versus Viper matchup is generally pretty skewed, but Void Spirit has to be one of the worst, like, of them. Like, sure, you don't die, but having to commit like a quarter of your mana pool every time you need to get out from like 2 poison attacks, like it's really rough.
Yeah.
So just gonna get rid of that. Plus, like we haven't seen the Dawnbreaker get flexed, but obviously it's still a really good 3 as well. So there's no like telling if Ape will just shift onto the Viper and or OD for that case as well, because the OD lane's also pretty bad.
Yeah.
The other thing about OD is that like obviously the Banish would offer a really nice save, and that kind of makes sense when you see the Hoodwink pick then, that
Mhm.
the Bushwhack doesn't just get interrupted by Astral. So it's nice to see that. I'm still thinking why they banned Sniper. I guess it's just the hero that they felt they didn't have enough catch for. Like you have Ricky, but
Yeah.
you still have to go through Pike and Grenade. So I guess it's just like, yeah. It's just kind of curious because we know that Drip likes the Void because they picked it a few times. Zachman's really comfortable on Void. So that kind of would have offered natural catch. I'm actually curious to see if they pick the Void anyway, because it is still a pretty good faceless game.
Yeah. Yeah, you've already got the Dawnbreaker, which is another popular combo there. And Jakiro. I actually really like a Faceless Void here. It's really good lockdown for Void Spirit and Hoodwink, who are both very dodgy. Which the Jakiro is also providing. They're gonna go Sange. This is a hero I've not seen much of lately.
Yeah. It's just kind of curious. Because Sand King's generally considered one of those heroes that is like pretty counterable in lane. You have Anti-Mage, you have Ursa still in the pool. And both of those match pretty nicely against it. I'm not sure if I like picking it in this slot in particular. It might have been 1923 though. But this is definitely curious.
And now
there's a lot of stuff that's actually open now, to be fair. We'll see what Mudboys goes for.
Yeah, because this also gives Mudboys the chance to ban the Faceless Void.
Yeah.
Which also, with Outworld Destroyer already banned out, there weren't a lot of options left for saves either. They're going to go Underlord. I like that because that gives you your own kind of global movement to contest the Dawnbreaker. It's definitely a hero that relies a lot on team coordination to get the most out of that. It also makes the Faceless Void seem a little worse because you have damage into Chrono yourself, you have lockdown you can throw in Chrono. But I don't know if that's good enough. I think I'd still ban the Faceless here.
No, I would definitely still get rid of it. I mean, throwing the Epi on top of Chrono and then being able to bar strike instantly afterwards is still really strong as well.
Yeah, because you can just Epicenter blink into Chrono. You don't care that you can't move. Yeah, they ban it out.
There we go. The Faceless is gone. Nice.
You have to. In this draft, it's too good if you let Drip have it. I don't think there's anything... Like, if you even if you try to, like, move the Hoodwink to core and pick, like, a Shadow Demon for the save, like, I still don't know if that's enough.
Yeah.
Because you can still, like, Sand King, Dawnbreaker, Shakiro are all just going to pour damage into that Chrono.
What's still in the pool, though? Like, now that the Void's gone, what do you think Drip looks for here? Like, they kind of have the team fight all set.
Yeah,
and they're missing a little bit of pick-off potential. Like, they have the Sand King Burr. I guess that's okay, because Dawn will catch waves, so you don't have the Sand King need to Sandstorm or the side lanes.
Yeah.
I'm just not really sure what fixes their drafts here. Like, I guess they just need a lot of late game scaling.
The only dive that Mudboys has right now is Void Spirit. They obviously have one more pick. But with these two, they have like a good front line on Drip with Dawnbreaker and Sand King. Although those heroes also want to dive. But yeah, you could go for like a Drow or something backline. I think that's with Sniper and Lina out. Oh, you could go Shadow Fiend as well. Yeah, they'll ban the Drow.
Drow's banned, dude. Mudboys reading our minds. Holy.
Yeah. I think I like a Shadow Fiend here. Because you've got
the only
good
concern
answers.
Is Spectre, PL are still in the pool.
Yeah.
And that might be a little bit scary to think about because the Underlord with Shadow Step is a lot of global pressure. Drip actually takes the Spectre themselves, which I mildly dislike, but you can kind of see the intent where you have the Shadow Step with Ricky, you have the Shadow Step with Burrow Strike. I just think the laning phase might be a little bit fragile.
Yeah. I mean, you have the Jakiro to help. Oh, is the Dawnbreaker is mid now?
Mid, for sure,
Sand King? Yeah. I have seen Sand Kings played mid, but I would expect that Dawn is mid.
Yeah. It's just a 8 pure, so he'll probably take it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, what do you like into this Spectre now? Like, what core is going to get you the damage to beat a Spectre?
I wish they didn't ban Drow, because Drow was my first thought. Like, obviously it's not... Spectre's kind of a natural counter, but I don't think that really matters. PA might be okay. Who did they end up picking? Slardar?
Slardar.
Don't like that. I think that's kind of gross. Yeah.
It gives you damage. I don't know if it gives you enough damage. I think it's okay. Like, we've seen some teams play it in mid or safe lane. Like, I think Planet Zero played it mid on Elegance, but that was partially just because it's a big Elegance hero. And I guess your plan at the end of the day is Yams is the one really carrying the game on Void Spirit, who isn't a traditional carry mid, but does work just because of how good Yams is at Void Spirit.
My only concern is if they don't end this game at like 20 minutes, they just have no damage. Like, Slaughter is not a hero that fixes their damage issues in the slightest. And they don't really have cores that abuse the Curse of Haze, right? Like, there's not like a Legion Commander 3 or anything like that.
Yeah.
So there's a big responsibility on Yams, I think, to make stuff happen. Like, they have no tower push either. I feel like it's kind of inevitable that this game goes long just because the heroes don't really threaten objectives. So I'm kind of favoring Drips Draft a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess Slaughter helps with Roche, but if they don't end off the fast Roche timings, it could be dicey. Yeah, we're talking about the draft a little bit, but it's a quick look at the hat war. Who do you think wins this one?
Ooh, the hats are really good on both sides. I was just thinking that as well.
Yeah. I like this Hoodwink set.
Prepare
Cute.
for battle.
It's got the blue weapon as well.
Yeah, I really liked that they... Oh no, that's interesting. That's the weapon from the Immortal set.
That was, yeah, the one that came with Drow, right? All the way back in the day.
All the way last year. I think maybe was that 2 years ago now.
I think it was 1 year ago. I think it was 1 year.
Okay.
I think it was like during last year's WLD season.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that sounds right.
Or something like that. I remember wanting to play Drow last year in a game, but I was never playing carry. As we're gonna see a smoke get popped.
Yeah,
I need to
stairs though. Moostyle is just gonna walk right up. They've got the Bushwhack, so it looks like this will be a first blood.
Thanks and have
onto
fun.
Big Iron, and it goes to Yams. That's really
it goes
nice
to Yams.
Yeah,
but Yams started Wraithband, so he's not gonna have to go for bottle just yet. But that's still really huge.
Yeah.
So, oh, he actually bought up items. Interesting. Interesting decision making.
Gonna start a wand.
Yeah. There's probably a world where he, like... No, that sounds so crazy to just think that he doesn't go bottle here. Kind of needs it. The other thing is that A should have pretty good control of the first wave, just because he started Remnant. So I'm gonna take this time to relog my game, because my game's bugged. Got the sliding Underlord with no legs.
Right. Oh, I guess the part of the appeal of the Slardar is for the true sight for the Ricky and Sand King. But I don't know if that's enough to be worth it.
It's definitely a game where they need Lotus.
Yeah.
I came back to just watch Yams get free tonight. Nice. It's a wonderful camera to see. But are you expecting any action to happen in the lanes? Like the Slaughter Lich could be pretty bad once they get levels. But
yeah.
You'd imagine they just sandstorm waves and just play on vision, like with sentry spam. Yeah, Logano already has a sentry in his inventory, so there's that.
Yeah, bot lane definitely seems like a decent kill lane, and it's going to be hard for Sand King to do a lot with a Ricky.
Yeah.
Like, Sand King is not a hero that I think of as an offlaner that's super comfortable laning alone. Compared to like, when I thought that this might be a Dawnbreaker offlane.
Yeah, he definitely, oh? a lot of trading. Jans doesn't connect the remnant, but either way, you looked at the verify, they're probably fine, right?
Yeah.
All things considered, kind of the last hits you would expect to see happen is. The Slaughter is really dominating in the last hits. Rise hasn't been able to get a single one right now.
Oh yeah, that's crazy actually.
Yeah. It's literally 0-0, and Lagana is gonna get feared, so it has
nice
a blink
blink
away. Nice. Good bar strike. Made a lot of space for that one.
Yeah.
Would expect the Spectre's lane to be pretty hard once after Aura starts kicking in. They already have a point in it, so there's a 20 damage advantage. But yeah.
Yeah, and we've already seen Big Iron take a lot of damage from Bushwhack into Firestorm. That's a nice little combo that they have in this lane as well. We're gonna see more of it here. Stunned up on the tree, Big Iron is gonna be able to step away for now. Font forward has to be careful. Getting a little far forward. But Hedge Fund Manager doesn't do too much damage on the Spectre yet.
Alright. Finally gonna see a trade of water rings, but I was just watching Yams tank like a double wave for around 15-20 seconds because it was just not letting him walk towards a rune without burning his movements, and that was really nicely done. Yeah, I mean that's gonna promises especially me asking for something. But
nice
yeah, really nice Starbreaker. He bought so much time for his cooldowns to come back up. As we missed the kill bottom.
Yeah, Logano picks up the kill on the Lich, but might pay for it as the bash comes through. As the tricks of the trade, that'll be enough to get away.
Yeah. We're seeing dominance in the last hits, but getting a kill like that, pretty big for that game. This makes their laning phase like, it's kind of whatever you can get out of it. At this stage, at least. I mean, as the levels get higher, you'd imagine this just gets harder for Drip, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the early game should favor Mudboys for the most part, so we'll see if they're able to make the moves to take advantage of that. Yam's getting chased down by Ape again. We'll be able to regen enough and back up.
Oh, gets hit by another 3-part Starbreaker. He's out of region. Logano stole his bounty rune as well. He doesn't have a way to get more health back.
Yeah.
If Ape can like keep connecting these abilities, Jams can't really stand here. But it's gonna up lots of pressure on the tower.
Top lane here is falling low, but no deaths yet. Big Iron able
That's the
to
JKO effect.
get out again. Yeah.
It's kind of wild. Normally what happens when you do this like 6 mangas build is 1, you don't consume all 6, and 2, your support fairies you regen. But Big Iron actually started with 3 mangas, and they've still been able to survive without Spectre buying tangas, so kind of nicely done.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's just like he doesn't have the resources to spam Firestorm, just because of the way that Jakira is pressuring him. But it's definitely like not what you see. Speaking of though, Big Iron just gets one shot by the Bushwhack combo. Nicely done.
They merge into one dumber, smaller dragon.
Yeah.
There is little hope for Dyer's
Vibes.
middle tower.
I missed that kill because I was watching Yams make the slow walk and the sad walk, finding out that the bounty rune is gone. Bot side, they're going to fail the kill on Ricky.
To the dead zone with you.
They have so much lockdown with this Lich Sardar lane. I'm surprised that, how are there no points in Frost Shield yet? I feel like that goes so well with the Sardar.
It goes nicely, but yeah, maybe part of the reason he doesn't is just because there's not like fizz damage to mitigate. Oh, Jans picks up the DD, but he doesn't have any more dashes. So
yeah, it was
gonna be able to walk away.
It was a really nice back and forth leapfrog game, fighting for that double damage rune. Like Yams was going for it, Ape threw out the Celestial Hammer to jump past him, and then Yams dash with the Astral Step. Get through. Is Logano going to go forward on the Lich again? Goes down the smoke screen, but isn't going to have much more. Now Yam's going to
Ooh,
Use the Sinister Gaze, and here comes Ape with the ult. Solar Guardian picks up a nice little kill there.
Yep.
Getting...
We'll just steal the bounty rune and then TP back mid, you'd imagine. Nothing too crazy. Might not even have to commit to TP though, depending on how fast Yams chops this lane. He's not opting to cast his ability, so he's only going to miss 2 creeps for that kill. And that's going to give a fair bit of space again to the Sange.
Yeah.
The choice is made.
Oh, dirty deny. He's baking in the hammer dot, but he's just gonna get the range creep. Feels good. Oh, Yams is TPing top. I'm not sure if they have the resources to make this rotation work, but they have the DD.
Moonstyle's stepping up, and I think they kind of smell that might be. Oh, the bushwhack just misses, but here comes Yams with the DD. Stuns up with the remnant that'll be enough to bring down Hedge Fund Manager. Ooh, bot side, they get a kill on Rise. Sand King, and they're going to look for more. Onto Logano, doesn't have any creeps to jump away to.
Hello.
And Corrosive Haze is available,
Thanks
so
for playing
no
Dota
way
2.
out.
Double kill.
Double kill
Dude,
for
Slaughter
ZDG.
already had the Midas completed and used it like 30 seconds ago. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a really fast Midas. 50 last hits, top of the last hit chart. 8 minutes in.
Yeah.
They're gonna
I mean, this
contest
lane
the
just
runes
doesn't
again.
get easier.
There is nothing
You'd have to imagine Rise gets a really early Lotus the way this is playing out.
Yeah,
But it's just so inconvenient because he needs Blink first.
yeah.
On the plus side, once they get items, it gets easier. But, I mean, Zachman looking towards a Midas is kind of interesting. Oh, double denied twice. Because, yeah, that's just sad.
Yeah, it does have the Blade Mail up on Spectre though, so it's able to farm in. He's gonna use that Blade Mail,
imagine
stepping out of the Firestorm.
Years of my
Over that, Big Iron has to be careful. Bot lane, Ape gets another kill. And that's another
This time
Solar
on the
Guardian
Slaughter.
kill. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really nice pickup there. Ooh, especially because Slaughter dies with Hand of Midas off cooldown.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's the worst part of playing Chorus. Like, without use Midas is when you just can't use it. It's probably not as bad as, like, getting your creeps cleared in front of you, though, and that really gets me. Like, your support nukes away when you need a Midas it or something? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yikes, dude. You would know, being a support player.
Yeah,
Obviously, you buy Midas many times in your career. As a bottom lane, Logana's just gonna fall again.
Yep. The Vision game has been strong, and laning both of these Invis heroes together means that it's a good opportunity for Mudboys to pick up some kills here.
Yeah, you can see the sentries kind of there to, like, protect them a little bit, but they just can't control enough of the lane to, like, keep spamming these sentries, right? They're just gonna eventually get dewarded. So,
Dire's
at
middle
least
tower
the
is
two.
under attack.
Top lane, they find
Oh my god.
1, maybe 2 kills? No, Font Forward's just gonna get out. Now Yams rotates in, finds 2 low health heroes. Oh, the Hedge Fund Manager
Quick
gets
haunts
the haunt
away there.
invisibility.
Too low
And
to
he
keep
keeps
trying to get the kill on Font Forward. So a really nice dodge that could have been disastrous for Drip.
Yeah, I was so sure that Void Mark was gonna pop both of them, but yeah, I actually didn't spot the horn until I was just pan screen. I was like,
Radiant's
oh, he's not
middle
dead.
tower is under attack.
But that was a really nice TP in from Yams again. I mean, the both mid lanes have been finding really good rotations.
Yeah. For sure.
It's just I don't know how big of a deal it is that Void's having to continue to like
Stuns up the Solar Guardian's not going to be enough to save Rise. Maybe enough to get a return kill on the ZG. Chain Frost can be committed. They do finish the kill. And Ape get away. It looks like they can.
the bounces all going on the creeps there.
Yeah.
So Lich moment. This
Yep.
classic Lich things. When you play the hero enough, you get used to that.
Yeah.
So sometimes the Iron just doesn't like you. But oh, actually, Big Iron's going to ward aggressively, but he's spotted on top of the zero where he just placed his own. So you're gonna
Yep.
find the bushwhack on him.
Yeah,
How's
and
it find
this
someone?
would
Yeah,
be
Big
a
Iron's just gonna
skill
go up for that.
Firestorm, yeah.
So Zackman is farming on 60 HP. The Blade Mail Spectres do.
Yep.
Now, the reason why he's struggling is because he didn't keep his 6 mangas, so he doesn't have the HP region to kind of jungle like this. He's gonna have to base again.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is in
Which is
danger.
definitely awkward. But he's, 700 gold from his Midas.
Yeah, definitely planning for this game to go late with the Blade Mail and then the Midas.
Yeah. Do you ever think there's a point where they just like get out Simper because there's Midas there? Because you generally want to get Ags pretty early. Now his Ags timing is going to be a lot more delayed compared to the Sleeping Dart on Logano.
And then you're going to TP right into a hasted Yams. Get rooted up into the stuns so they have the damage to finish it off. They do. Pump forward gets.
They couldn't quite take that. The Macapie is going to get drawn.
Oh, Ice Path doesn't quite connect, but I think it'll still be enough. Ape able to chase down the Underlord, so it'll be a 1-for-1.
The extended hitboxes on that last strike is, yeah. I mean, all things considered, like, Yams has to kind of play out of his mind this game, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because they need so much damage control, and he's been doing it really nicely. You can kind of see Drip being dragged around the map a lot more than they would like, so that's a 2k lead now, and mid tower's going to drop.
Yep.
Rise opting not to TP for this, so he might not make it in time.
Yep. He's gonna get in with the stun.
Actually.
Has Epicenter available, but knows that Yams is probably gonna be able to dodge away from it, so he doesn't commit it. Had Resonant Pulse available too, so.
With both tier 1s falling now, that's a lot of Spectre's map space gone.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see where he kind of places himself on the map. But
yeah, because going bot.
I mean, letting into the Underlord when he shoves his way.
Scary too.
He can probably just sit top, let the Underlord spam Firestorm in the waves, as long as he knows what the supports are. As they might make another pass at him, but he has the Blade Mail. Do they try? Okay, they're just gonna offer a Courier Snipe. Does he get it? One more Scurry? Gets the attack. Nicely done.
Nice.
That's the Bison power. Yeah.
Yeah,
all things considered. Yeah. Oh, region rune bottom. Does Yams commit the ult for it? He does.
Nope.
As Abe actually might be in a little bit of trouble now.
Oh yeah, really nice to simulate to get damage there. Oh, getting blocked by the own creeps a little bit though. Oh, doesn't quite hit the remnant. And Abe actually dodged this. Here's Logano with the silence. They get the turnaround. Oh my goodness.
Sick play from Abe. Be able to dodge all of that. They have the Solar Guardian as well if they continue chasing. You'd imagine they commit this on just 2 supports. Oh.
Big Iron's they're going on Ziggy G, but Big Iron's just going to go down. Here comes Moose Style. Epicenter committed with the Solar Guardian. That is going to find Ziggy G. They get the kill on the side on Yoten Yan with Logano. Oh, tanks the sharpshooter. I don't know how intentional that was. The Yams scribbling on the map. It's now, oh, nice bushwhack to get out for Font Forward. Oh no, the Blade Barrel! No! Now here's Yams to try to get a kill on the back of the mischance from the smoke screen. Won't be enough. Resonant Pulse finishes it out. So they at least get that little return kill. Brings the lead back below 1k.
Yams remembers to buy the dust, so Ricky drops. As Big Iron actually gonna get run at as well.
Yeah.
Does he have the spells to do this though? He doesn't have another charge in his ult for 5 seconds.
So
this chase is gonna be pretty extended.
Oh, that Burrow Strike's gonna be enough to get Big Iron out. Nice rotation in from Rise.
Yep, and so yeah, Zackman's just gonna go cover where Misile is playing, so the Underlord pressure with the Firestorms, like on the waves, just gonna get negated by the Blade Mail Spectre. This is what you like to see. You just have your Spectre with Blade Mail pan himself in front of the tower. I wouldn't like to see him tank the Firestorm though. That's probably not advised.
Has arrived.
They don't have Solar Guardian there. I'm not sure if they have the damage for this.
Yeah, Mistel's tanky, and actually here comes the Chain Frost. In a couple bounces. Ooh, will it be enough? They have the vision. Ooh. They have the damage. Now on the back Yams.
He hits it assimilate as well. They don't have enough to save
just
this,
a moment. Yeah, it doesn't even need the Astral Step to finish it off. Really nice rotation from Yams. This is the power of the Yams Void Spirit. This is why they're willing to first pick it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they get the mid-tier one for a drip, but the gold swing almost 1,000 back in the favor of Mudboys. As Jan's gonna walk into 3 heroes, dodges the burrow strike. So he'll be able to walk away free if he can miss the ult. But he might be looking to turn
Bushwhack
instead.
doesn't connect. Oh, here comes the Solar Guardian and have to Astral Step away from it. They have enough with the Dissimulate.
Dash away again?
Beautiful
Nice.
dodging. Man, I love watching Yems play this hero.
It's just so slippery.
Mhm.
It feels
It's
like
really-
this guy just knows how to cast. I got so scared. He just didn't like double astral step out of the Soul Guardian straight away.
Mhm.
But he ended up, being able to dodge anyway. So that was like, yeah.
Gonna get spotted dewarding here.
This-
Youngin has... Oh, the Sleep Dart interrupts the Sinister Gaze. That's for real.
Close call. I can't believe Sleeping Dart is 12-second cooldown. That just sounds nuts to me.
Yeah, it's... I'm looking forward to it getting nerfed in the next patch. I could
Surely
imagine
it
it
goes
gets
like 30
removed
seconds.
entirely. But yeah, I think it'll be just a cooldown
Eager to know
nerf.
Dire's Radiant's bottom
So they're gonna scan Zachman. There's an
Yeah.
inlay completed on Yans. He's just
Oh
getting
my
a one shot.
goodness, yeah! Yeah,
This
with the
is a
E-Blade, it
merciful
just
weapon.
completely blows up Hedge Fund Manager.
So
So
casual
much
tip. Oh wait.
That is... Yeah, that's a cross-team tip. Okay, it's a misclick. They're gonna find you in Yen, so... We'll punish that misclick with the kill. It's like they'll be able to get a return kill on Logano, maybe... What happened to
don't
the
have
tree?
dust?
For the... They don't have... They have a sentry.
They had a sentry in imagery, but I guess they just didn't want to commit it, knowing that he would just run away.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where... I thought they had the bushwhacks all set up.
They must have cut the tree down with the quelling on somebody.
That's what I was trying... I don't know if Logano had
They were
one,
in range there. Yeah,
Tango left or something, because they don't have a Quellen.
yeah.
I
That
don't
was
think
odd.
anybody else was close enough.
I mean,
Now
They're
kind of
under
squaring
an
up
invis
mid.
rune. I don't know if they know Ape is there, but it's gonna expire.
Yep, they'll see it now.
Alright.
It doesn't quite hit the bushwhack.
Dire's bottom tower is
I mean, the amount of vision that Hazes are giving, like, oh, it's kind of wild. Also, I did not know, but Haze actually creates a pot of water on the target? Really?
Yes. Yeah, that was recently-ish added. It leaves a trail of water behind, which is really nice for Slardar to chase down his targets.
Yans is getting caught out. There's still
Yeah.
a pot available. Ape with the shard just reads his movement like a book.
I'll take your food.
Yeah, it was a really nice play by Ape to be able to track down Yems, walk him down.
Yeah, he didn't quite have the E-Blade up because he was making a kill attempt on Zachman as well. But yeah, just gonna get caught up for that. Ape casually just being 7 and 0. Not quite top of the net worth charts because the Slaughter has taken that slot, but doing good for himself nonetheless. BKB completed on Slaughter, so they're gonna instantly run at Ape. They might be able to get this bash. Third hit, there we go.
Here's the epicenter though, with the turnaround. It's like the BKB will be enough and just smacks it down onto Ape. Jotun Yen gonna get spotted by Logano. Now stunned up, they have the Corrosive Haze. The damage from this Slardar is massive.
Yeah, that armor corruption is just nasty. Everyone will be itemizing against this Slaughter very soon. You already see the halberd on Logano, but until they get those items,
under attack.
he's gonna be playing really, really fast.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
This
gonna be
is-
doing a lot of work.
this is making the Slardar pick look really, really good because now if they can use this momentum, use the fact that he doesn't need a lot of items to have high damage, they can try to close this game out before Hedge Fund Manager on the Spectre's really online.
Tower is under attack.
The only difficult part is their high grounding into like the Sleep Dart and the Macropire and Epi.
Yeah,
And on top of that, they have Soul Guardian as well. So the high ground is going to be really difficult to breach with 3 melee cores, but if they get enough of an advantage, they could do it. Blink gonna be worked on now by ZGG, sir. He'll be able to, kind of find the more pickoffs with his Void Spirit once he gets that. As Abe's gonna show up from the wave, Yams is probably just gonna cut behind him, right?
No, gonna fully commit with the E-Blade. Gets the Remnant stun. Able to spin away. Now,
Still has one more Astral
that's a
Step
full
available,
haunt committed. Oh, they're gonna use that to finish off Moose Style top. Another fight breaking out there.
Yeah. Oh! The Astral Step misses. Ape is still just toying with the wave toying. They're just toying with each other, really.
Yeah.
Not really sure anything's happening there. A nice bushwhack though. Catches Lagano.
Oh, here comes the Solar Guardian now. Has the BKB, so just immediately gonna start laying the hurt into Ape. Chasing down with the Frost Armor, the bashes, the damage is too much. They're gonna spot Rise here too. They get the E-Blade with the bushwhack.
And Yam's gonna keep chasing towards Big Iron.
Yeah.
I mean, Zakman's gonna be able to TP away, but the Kira is gonna get revived.
Simulate finish
Nicely
it off.
done.
Causes tower damage.
Yep. And that opens up Rosh as well. You have to imagine they're looking at it now.
Yeah.
No Solar Guardian. Epicenter is still available. I guess they might be scared with no BKB, but I think that's just a really good fight overall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ZGG is 4,000 gold ahead of the Spectre right now. He doesn't even have the Aghanim finished right now. I mean, it's just the Midas effect, right? If you get Midas, your timings are so delayed. There's a 7-minute gap now between the Wiki Shard and the Shadow
Well,
Stone.
knowing the BKB's down, they commit Envy Center on ZG, gets a nice stun into the Remnant and the Bushwhack, and they completely turn around that engagement. Big Iron's still looking to pick it up. They get the interrupts. Now here comes Legato, turn around and bash! Sleep Dart is there, can they find the damage? They finally bring down this Slardar, but it's going to cost both supports as well. Sentry's down, they have the vision. This does delay the Roche though, because Slardar is dead.
I was mistaken.
There's silver linings in every fight, but another 4-man wipe. It's just kind of... Yeah, this is exactly what Mudboys need to kind of play this game out right. These fights are just looking really, really clean.
Yeah.
Yams has the boost of travel as well. As he's actually gonna try to kill Zakman. Is he gonna die to the blade mail there? Doesn't quite. Biggest blade on the floor as well. Oh no! That's not what you like to see.
Harm unseen.
As okay, looks like it was actually Mudboys' Brigand's Blade, not the other teams. So that's good. But there's a bunch of heroes just with no neutrals, which is kind of fun.
My path leads to
Like Drip just has, yeah. They finally get the 2/2 neutrals out. But
Yeah.
there's a Groper available, Dagger Missile available. I guess they don't really want to put the Groper on the Jakura, but it would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the attack range, so he should just take the Groper. Alright, that's all good. What
Yeah,
else? Small
especially
things.
once they have Shard, just a ton of...
Yeah.
Like, you get a solid chunk of value out of that. So yeah, as soon as ZGG's back up, they are going to go for Roche. Rip's playing around here, but here comes Yams, immediately on to Rise and Lugano. Gets stunned up by the Ice Path now. Yams falling low, trying to get out of the Macropyre. Astral steps away, but isn't far enough. There's the Dissimulate to fully escape. Solar Guardian now. Dodges over to try to save Hedge Fund Manager. Ice Path again. This staircase doing a lot of work. Yems is back in, still on no health. Ziggy G as well has stepped up. They're going to find the kills on Ape and Big Iron. That's another 4-man sweep this time with no heroes dying on their own side. Just Yems, I mean, you said it, has to play out of their mind to win this game, and that's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah, really lining up there, but Yan is just doing so much. He's gonna get the Aegis as well.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness. Alright, they're circling the middle tower. They want to siege this tier 2, but Yans doesn't quite have the HP. Not sure. Oh, okay. Not sure what he did there, but something happened, and he has the Witchblade complete as well. Was he just shopping? Maybe I was just selling an item. Not sure what's happening. He kind of needs to be mid, but I guess if he's off map, that's just as scary. He's gonna TP bottom to maybe look for Zachman again.
Yeah, gets the remnant
time?
immediately, and the
Yeah.
assimilate just disappears.
I step into your
Playing his
Damage
fire a
is
little bit there.
too much.
Meanwhile, they got the mid tier 2 with just the 4 heroes, so Zachman probably was expecting Yan to be sitting behind his team, but a nice speed to travel TP. Yeah, the pacing is just a little bit too much.
Yeah, 13,000 net worth lead now. All 3 cores for Mudboys on top.
Yep, but 20 gold, they're Underlord, but 20 gold is still net worth lead. So, we're gonna, you know, quickly go back up. It's all good. That being said though, Slaughter is insanely farmed. Has the Mage Slayer,
Dire's
so
bottom tower is
does that actually affect the Starbreaker damage? That might be pretty sick.
Yeah,
Obviously, he like shuts down the Sange and Jakiro really hard. So that's gonna be really nice for them. The map just looks so small for Drip. There's a shard on Slaughter as well. If he
Oh,
takes
big
the
irony.
crush damage, oh,
walking into 2 heroes. Does have the Force Staff to get out of the room. Now with the Ice Path, they're going to find the kill on Jotun Yan. Head Fund Manager also has Shadow Step now with the Ags. So
didn't
able-
quite lash the dagger. I mean, that being said though, a casual pickoff like that is like, it's kind of what you want for the Shadow Step, right? It feels like that's the first time we've seen it be used to great effects.
Yeah.
But if they keep doing that, there is a chance they turn it around. Big Iron's just gonna get gone by a Void Spirit. One shot by Yams. Alright.
Yeah, this E-Blade on the Void Sphere. is
Oh,
insane.
first hit bash onto 8!
Oh, had the
ZGG
dash
had
ready
that one
to go.
prepared.
Bash in the tank perfectly sets up the sharpshooter and Ape disappears. The damage, like the nuke from all of these heroes is crazy.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, you just don't have the islands to kind of stand up to this.
With 2 heroes down, especially 2 of their big defense heroes, is going to open up high ground for Mudboys.
Yep, they still have Yams Aegis as well. Like, this guy is just not taking any damage. I mean, that being said, they're just gonna casually tank the tower, switches the aggro over to the style, so
Yep.
putting the
They will
aggro where it rightfully belongs.
safely bring this down. They do have Ape respawning. We'll see how long
They're
they
worried
stick
about
around.
the epicenter threat, but
Yep.
with the Greaves and the pipe, they probably don't even have that much to be afraid of. Sanking
Walker's Available dodges the
on
Sleep
vision.
Dart with the Assimilate. Another Ice Path. Now here comes the Macropire.
That's the pipe.
Logano's
Logano blinking forward, right into a pit malice. With the bushback. Okay, the
bushback
bushback
connects
connects
on
onto
eight.
8, but Zachman holds in solo. Alright, that's the big cooldown used.
Yeah, that's the full haunt. They've not much gotten for it. Yems is going to split out bot side to try to get pressure in other lanes. Nice little bushwhack, but it sets up the Sleep Dart in front forward and just going to disappear. ZGG though pops BKB and jumps
He's just
in.
getting destroyed.
God, the damage from the Slardar is insane. Going to tear apart Ape and Big Iron, bring both of these heroes down.
total spawnage.
Rise
Is Rise
trying
gonna
to
burst
escape.
strike?
Oh, nice little
Okay.
Sleep Dart off the back. Logano is going to pay for that though as Yang shows up. This Void Spirit is just everywhere. Like, I thought Yems had just gone bot side to go push out the wave, and then is already there to show back up for the fight.
Yeah, I mean, his movement in this game has just been absolutely nuts. They're gonna
Yeah.
look towards top as well. Yan still has an Aegis for 30 seconds as well.
Yup.
Like,
See, I don't think the Aegis will get used. Bless you. Bless
sorry, I just wanted your attention. Get the sneezes in. Just living up to premise sneeze namesake. But
Epicenter just
5
got
seconds
committed
left,
and they were
okay.
able to dodge it. Blue Style is going to get low. It's got the E-Blade from Yams to try to save. Won't be enough.
actually it makes him take more damage, all things considering.
Yeah, in the
But he's biased
Macropire.
back. He's gonna Fiend Skate in. Yan's looking for the backline again. Big Iron's taking a lot of damage, but that's burst.
Oh, now going to get
actual
slept
step
without
either.
Dissimulate available. And Aegis has expired. This could be what Drip needs. And they find the kill on Yams. No, has the E-Blade, able to dodge out. Now they get the Bushwhack. Hedge Fund Manager could go down. They get the cancel on the Solar Guardian as well. And GG is called. Mudboys take game 1 over Team Drip.
I mean,
Wow.
the drop, they really geared up for that long, like that really fast tempo. And the Spectre pick, they just made it look really horrible with the amount of like pacing they could play. It wasn't even like the drop was that bad, right? Because they had the Sand King to kind of push out waves in Sandstorm, but the Slaughter with, I don't know, there was just too much damage, and Yams did a really good job, of controlling the early game. So that was just really cleanly played.
Yeah, that was a really impressive win from Mudboys. Like you said, playing that early tempo, we thought that the Slardar pick was really questionable, but they made the Slardar pick look brilliant and the Spectre pick look bad because of just how fast they were able to play. And it was interesting, it didn't feel like Mudboys super hard won top lane, but it just felt like Hedge Fund Manager was behind on the items going the Blade Mail Midas build. Like,
Yeah, the Midas was perhaps not great, but also the fact that he couldn't really farm because he didn't have enough HP regen with the mangoes to kind of catch back up.
Yeah.
It kind of like all compounds together. 5-minute break is cold.
Sounds good to me. And yeah, I mean, MVP has to be Yams on this Void Spirit. Just absolutely insane. But really great Slardar performance from Ziggy G as well. Like, made that hero look like a proper safe lane and carry, which I didn't expect. Yeah, I'm disappointed that after that game, Drip is definitely going to have to ban this Void Spirit because it's just so fun to watch.
It makes a lot of stuff happen, so it's nice to watch as a spectator. But you'd imagine Drip doesn't want to deal with that again. They might just open themselves in a Morphling, play against that instead.
Yeah, both are
considering
level
they play
30 heroes
stuff that counters it,
Yams.
it'll be pretty nice. Yeah, level 30 Void Spirit. I didn't catch that, but that's really impressive. Oh, he's level 30 on Morph, Ember, and Void. So this guy just plays a hell of a lot of Dota.
Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna throw us over to a break screen while we wait for game 2.
Yep.
Stick around.
5 seconds remain.
All right,
It
we are
is done,
back
Span.
for game 2. Mudboys took game 1 with a very fast-paced draft that was executed
Radiant's
incredibly
turn
well.
to ban.
And there is the first ban, Void Spirit. You gotta do it. You have to do it against Mudboys. It is so hard to play against. Gems is so good at it. And they are willing to pick it in the first phase. So
10 seconds remain.
Also, it's a huge like mental
5
burden
seconds.
of your players.
mhm.
It's just like, yeah, you could probably adjust the draft and try to play it against it again, but considering it was just such a terror, it's kind of nice to know that they just don't have to deal with it again.
Yeah.
Like, from a mental standpoint. We'll see what the adjustment is this time. So, Mudboys, it needs to reserve time. So, Razor's the first ban,
Radiant's turn
the
to
morph,
ban.
and the morph again.
Mhm.
What got through this time? I don't remember what Drip banned first last game.
I think they banned Lena.
Oh, right.
Did they? No,
Okay.
no, no. No, I lied. Mudboys banned Lena Razor. Drip banned Disruptor, so Disruptor gets through.
It was Disruptor Razor and then Lena.
5
So,
seconds remain.
Lena was banned by Drip. I remember Disruptor being banned away from Drip. So,
Oh, okay. I had it
Yeah.
backwards.
it's all good there. That being said, what gets through this time? Disruptor gets through, Lena gets
Must
through.
choose.
Okay, so Lena gets
Disruptor
through.
doesn't get through. Lena does. Mudboys
Oh.
leaving the Lena on the table for Drip to take.
You have to imagine, like, considering they do play Ember, this is probably, like, not that hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Zachman play it. He's the main concern, because if it's true that he doesn't play it, then this is locked on Ape, and Ember into Lena's
10
kind of fine.
seconds.
Mhm.
Whereas if this has a bit of role flexibility, they could see it put into a better lane.
Yeah. Do they have the option to put it on a support if they really hate it in the mid lane?
They do. I think Lagano has played it, which is nice. He played it against us last year when we first picked Luna. They insta block picked it, which is really funny. So they definitely they are comfortable playing it in support. So it's just kind of hate to do it.
Mhm.
Now I've seen some people just like you can pick it on 4 and then just build Maelstrom anyway. It's just that good,
Yeah.
which I can kind of see. It does kind of feel weird though.
Radiant must choose. Riki.
Mudboys are going to take the Riki for themselves. I don't know if we've seen them play a Riki yet. Oh, no, they have. Mudboys have pretty deep hero pool. They've only got a few heroes that they've played multiple times.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds.
I mean, the Lena Ricky combo is kind of gross, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be hard to leave the Riki in.
Yeah.
So,
But it just feels nice when you get all the mischance.
mhm.
Can't play this game without MKB or BKB or both in the Lena now.
Yeah, it does
I
actually
guess
feel
it's too
like
bad, but
I feel like it's decent into the Lena of a way to
Dire's turn to
get on her. And they're gonna go back to the Lich. It looked really good last time. Ooh, and the Treant Protector.
Aw.
This hero is the best support in the game right now, in my opinion.
It just does so much for you. This Ricky playing 4, not gonna have a very fun time at all.
10 seconds remain.
Just being able to body for the Lena in the lane. Surely this has to be a Zachman Lena. There's no way that they put this pairing together.
I mean, you can put these heroes pretty much anywhere right now, and it's still good.
But the laning prowess.
But you could spread the laning prowess over 2 different lanes, because they're both strong laners.
True.
5 seconds.
Right.
It is
So,
time.
who are you now looking at for Mudboys, seeing as you've got this really scary combo? you don't really get a support canopy because you did lock in your support door.
Mm-hmm.
So everything kind of has to be on your cores. You can see the Ursa's already gone, so they might just ban stuff that
It is
does pretty well into Luna.
Radiant's
They ban Slaughter again. Like this time, it makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it did really well last game, but this game, you just have a lot of fizz damage for the Luna. Even if the Slaughter's on 3, it still feels a little bit hard to play into because it just represents so much threat for the Luna, who doesn't really want to build his spell.
10
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, you want an offlaner that either
5 seconds
can somehow
remain.
beat a Lina Treant lane, or like just doesn't care about losing the lane. Like you could do like a Tidehunter. You could go back to the Underlord. I think those would both be fine because they'll do decent in lane, and then they'll have good
Players
recovery
turn
after.
to ban.
It's definitely one of those games where the Ricky probably wants to be able to like stack a lot.
Mhm.
Just because against the Treants, you're not really doing anything in the lane anyways, right? Like realistically.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remain.
So if you can find a core that can survive
5 seconds remain.
to give you time to like do other stuff, it's kind of hard to find one there. Just because Luna is just so annoying, and then you have a Treant who's just
Radiant's
really bad.
turn
Like
to
even
ban.
if it's just a Treant, that kind of like negates a lot of that already.
Yeah. Yeah, like a hero like an Underlord that normally you're 100% okay with leaving alone in lane, he'll still win the lane on his own. Like, into Lina
10
Treant,
seconds
that's not so
remain.
easy.
5 seconds.
Do you think the Viper ban signals anything?
Impossible.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Don't break it
No, I
back.
think it's just a good hero
Just-
right now. And one that they don't want to have to deal with. Similar with Dawnbreaker, and it was good for Ape last game.
10 seconds.
I guess a little interesting. They could have picked it here and done the same combo
5 seconds.
that Drip did last game. But they might not have somebody super comfortable on
Dyer's
it.
turn to pick.
They are going to go with the Tidehunter. Okay. Yeah, I like this Tide pickup. I think it's going to be a hard lane for the Tidehunter, but I think that's fine because the Tidehunter's recovery is pretty good. Gives you a big team fight ult to battle with the Treant's
10
ult.
seconds.
Really nice with the Lich as well because you get
5 seconds
good
remain.
damage. It's also a sneaky little combo with the Riki because you can use Sleep Dart to set up Tidehunter's Shard with the Tentacle to get that stun. Or just throw Ravage, depending on the situation. Like, if you get a Sleep Dart on Alina farming, just Ravage her every time, even if it's, like, late in the game.
Yeah, it definitely does set up for a lot of combos. One of the other things, like obviously Kraken Shell is really good. So a lot of the like pre-Javelin abuse that Luna can dish out is quite negated.
Mhm.
It's just as long as he actually puts points in Kraken Shell, which is something we've seen people move away from. Because you want to have more levels in Anchor, you want to have more levels in Gush for lane
Yeah.
strength. But it's just not one of those. So if he makes the proper adjustment in skill build, I think this lane is survivable.
Dyer must choose.
Do you think that Ricky switches to 5?
Silencer.
Ooh! I forgot about that one. That one got through.
Yeah, that got banned out to protect the Dawnbreaker last game, I believe.
Yep.
It doesn't seem
this
like an
time,
amazing
they gotta against the
silencer
Tide.
game.
One thing it does give you is they can find it very easy to negate sleep dart combos with the global.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
as
is
well as
puzzle.
Ravage. Like, as soon as the Ravage goes down, if Silencer's not in it and you global, then it negates all of the follow-up. It kind of just blanks Ravage. And they're going to take the Underlord for themselves. This. That is
I mean,
a really nice
with Ursa
setup.
ban, it's kind of nice, but
It is Dyer's
Yeah.
ban.
Jazz in the pool there. They're gonna offer sniper instead. So
Oh, so this
Similar vein.
was It was Looming Fruit series against Pups Pals, I believe, where both games had Lena versus Sniper. We swapped which side
10
had which, and the
seconds
Sniper
remain.
won both times.
5 seconds remain.
So
With
if
very
this,
skill builds as well, which is kind of interesting.
yeah,
Like the sniper won both maxing headshot and maxing shrapnel. It kind of doesn't bird well, but Lena should theoretically be able to jungle earlier, no matter what build sniper goes. It's
Mhm.
just a matter of whether she can survive the early lane and not get hard denied like 20 times.
Radiant's turn to ban.
yeah, and both of those games were a mid Lena, and we've been thinking that this is a safe lane Lena. I think it's still very open which way they want to flex it.
I think with this, like seeing the sniper, you don't want to put it mid if you know
Yeah.
it's mid.
10 seconds.
The only question is whether they have the info to know what lane the sniper is going, because it's obviously flexible to
5
us,
seconds
Yeah.
but
remain.
this might be like player locked the same way the Luna is in Drip, as far as I know.
Dire's turn to ban.
Now, it seems like they're banning mid, so they probably, like both teams think this is a safe lanes.
Hmm.
It is
It's kind of
Radiant's
interesting.
ban.
It's funny that they banned the DP, because DP kind of melts to Luna a lot of the time,
Yeah.
but they might just be like, you know, they have no real tower or hitter because snipers not going to frontline.
Yeah.
But
And the DP lets you
10 seconds remain.
get away with a lot through global, because she's a natural
5
Eul's builder,
seconds.
and also if her ult's already been popped preemptively, then you can't stop that damage. It's similar to like a Leshrac, who does still get pretty hurt by casting a lot of spells into a silencer, but can get through a global silence and still deal most of his
Dire's
damage.
turn to pick.
Okay, so Mudboys, respecting the flexibility, they're going to ban a mid and a safe lane.
I like that they banned the Lifestealer. I think it makes a lot of sense, just because Sniper, compared to some of the other ranged agi carries,
10
doesn't have the
seconds.
most damage. Like, think about like Drow, SF Sniper, and that kind of
5
circle.
seconds
and Lena as well.
remain.
Sniper is the one with the least right-click damage. So, Lifestealer being able to ignore literally everything there is here and just running at him is not very easy to stop.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that one go. The only thing is that they obviously didn't have an infest bomb, but what we've been seeing recently is like less onus on using the infest to initiate and more as like a survivability tool, as
Mhm.
you do in laning phase. So, if you combine that with the Ags, or you take the sniper would just have a really bad game. So I like that they banned it. Tiny for
Ooh.
8. So this is a Zachman leader. Unless they're playing Tiny Core, which probably
Yeah.
makes sense. But I would like to see it as a mid, just because I think the Aghanim's build works better this game, and you don't really want to go Aghanims on a pos 1 Tiny.
10 seconds.
It also
Yeah.
lets you throw in the supports really hard, because you can go 4-4-0
5
or 4-4-1.
seconds.
So I'd love to see this Tiny bigger mid. I'm just not sure how the lane against Sniper goes, but it probably shouldn't be that bad.
It sounds
Okay, just
not
tiny.
great.
Like, you get clicked, but I think you can still get a lot of farm out of it.
Yeah. Bloodseeker.
Is your hero.
Okay.
Interesting. I still have no idea how these lanes are going. It is going to be mid-tiny, mid-sniper.
Yep. Alright.
Safe lane
Nice.
Bloodseeker, safe lane Lena.
Alright, Drip War. Surely Team
Yeah.
Drip wins when the silencer locks in their skin,
Yeah.
because they're still hovering.
Oh, yeah. That's a really nice
Holy,
silencer set.
that silencer, yup. It's not even like Mudboys doesn't have drip. Both teams are really drippy, but
Yeah.
I just like all the particles, and there aren't enough particles in Mudboys because their
Yeah.
heroes just don't have particles.
I don't
I'm
love
sorry, I like my shiny
the-
things. I'm a kid.
the ruby tiny with this sword. I feel like that combo doesn't go super well together. But the
Yeah,
sniper
true.
is also
What are you
a
doing,
really
Ape?
ugly
Come on,
set.
man.
This Bloodseeker set is cool though. I haven't seen this one. I think this might have been a collector's cache.
Oh yeah, the Soul Blade's actually a really nice touch. Normally, I like having the Immortals just because I think they look good.
Hmm.
But this definitely, yeah, that's kind of popping. All right, it is a draft though. Who do you think like has the advantage here?
I think I lean towards Mudboys, but I'm not positive. I think this is a pretty even draft. Because the drafts do kind of similar things. They have good setup, they have good team fight, they have good damage into the team fight. Like, they feel like very similar drafts to me. The Bloodseeker pick doesn't feel amazing to me. That might be where Mudboys loses me, and I favor
for battle.
Dread.
I think one of the issues that I have is like the sniper might just be a little bit too greedy. But the Bloodseeker kind of alleviates that by being able to play kind of higher temper with the Rupture. At least theoretically. In practicality there, you're playing like an early Bloodseeker into Overgrowth and Global. And a Tiny that's just going to out-toss you. So the idea is there, and if he lanes as well as he did last game, we could easily see him like having the early game impacting these to let the sniper shine. But a lot of it is going to come down to execution. The other thing is that Ravage is kind of easier to play around, and the sniper obviously playing at range is going to be easier kind of pilot, so there's that going for them at least.
Yeah. I do like the sniper as well, to prevent, and the Bloodseeker kind of, honestly, to make sure that even if the global comes out in response to the Ravage, you still have plenty of follow-up. Like, those two heroes don't have to worry about getting silenced to still put a bunch of damage into the Ravage. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to execution, because they have, with like Underlord Tiny, they have the tools to get on a sniper. This definitely isn't like a free sniper game, but it's going to take some good coordination with those heroes to make sure that the sniper doesn't just run away with it.
I just realized half of the draft might, like, the in-game mic just might be me eating, but that's all good. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just forget you're on open mic, but oh well.
Alright, what are we
I feel like
thinking?
these lanes are just getting kind of quiet.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask. What are we thinking
Go
for
ask, yeah.
fighty lanes? Nothing.
Mid
screams
for sure.
Yeah.
Mid is the main one. I love that cleave effect on the sword.
It is nice.
This is a Battle Pass exclusive. Oh, actually, Yam's
wow.
already getting avalanched. The nice thing about this is that only one of them is a bottle builder, so when Yams takes damage, he really takes damage, and he has no tangos in his starting inventory.
Yeah, just the Fairy Fire.
He's kind of greedy, but we'll see if he can get away with it. It looks like Ape isn't going to let him. But
I have to
honestly,
be careful. Another avalanche will just be death, I think. Gets the smack of the
Oh,
tree
nicely
toss to
done.
finish it
You've
off.
just achieved
Very
flawless.
nice by
Thanks and
Ape.
have fun.
Pick up the first blood.
and his bottle's already on courier.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. It's gonna come like almost in time for water runes, which is just super nice. Ape might actually like lose a little bit of creeps here, just because Sniper can TP back, and it's pushing into the Sniper. But
Yeah.
you know, all things considered, huge early pickup for the Tiny.
I also just noticed Ape has the Monkey Courier, which is very nice and on brand. When they picked that.
Bruh. I don't think I've ever seen that courier before. But that's kind of cute.
Yeah,
Got the flower as the the wings as well, like the spinning flower.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah, I think I have that one. It's a good one. I have 1 million couriers. I got like 5 more in the candy shop in the battle pass. I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't cost a lot of candy and looks pretty cool. I'll take it, if only to re-roll that slot.
The lanes are so quiet. All things being all things considered, Moose style is getting absolutely rolled in this laning phase.
Yeah,
Kind of what
only
we expected.
4
But,
last
like,
hits.
did this extend? That's wild. Oh, another creep denied. No way, Big Iron has 8 denies, dude.
Oh my
Correct.
god. Making that big right-click damage of the tree do work. We're still gonna get stunned up. Damage from Big Iron is coming out. The Leech Seed and the Overgrowth. We'll be able to step away, but only has a wand left for regen. More tangos queued up on the courier.
I would love to see Big Iron get a Bassi. Lena just doesn't have the mana to sustain Fire Soul stacks right now, so that might alleviate a little bit. She's getting raindrops, but she might need like a couple mangoes to keep going for the rest of this early game.
Does already have the Felton Blade, which helps the mana quite a bit. And yeah,
That's
just
so nice.
way
Right?
ahead on
That's a-
last hits
so
in this
nice.
lane. This is brutal.
Yeah.
Which I guess isn't surprising. Like, that's kind of what we were looking at in the draft of an offlaner, looking for an offlaner that is okay with losing the lane and can catch up later. It does mean that the Blink Dagger is going to be late on Moose Style, so that's going to slow down the early game for Mudboys quite a bit. They toss up on
You wanna-
Yams. Gonna walk away.
Yeah. I mean, he has a solve this time, so...
But it was the
Right, that
lane
being
we
said-
hardly talked about at all, where the kill happens.
Yep.
BG picking one up on Lugano. Yotnian very low, but he's gonna be able to walk this off.
The hard part about playing as Bloodseeker as a team is, like, managing everyone's HP to make sure that no one's really low. Because once the Bloodseeker gets a little bit of thirst and movement speed, every lane that he's playing in just becomes a lot harder than normal, right? It's kind of what we used to see when we see Bloodseeker mid against these kind of immobile cores like Invoker. Is that if a lane is action heavy, the Bloodseeker just wins that lane really hard. As you can see, like, Ape is just getting clicked. And this is probably part of the logic of picking the sniper mid, is that while you might not threaten the Tiny enough to kill him, the Bloodseeker is just already moving at like 400 or 380 move speed. So, okay. Speaking of the Bloodseeker, Lich is gonna die. But, yeah, like, look at the movement speed that he's moving at, right?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of unplayable if they can get a good trade-off. Like, you're never escaping him. And that being said, Ape does heal up, so back to 345. But, yeah. The movement speed really matters.
Yeah, it's always very interesting how a Bloodseeker affects all 3 lanes at the start of the game, because it becomes that much more important to have the early game regen. All of a sudden, ZG getting pretty low in that Firestorm is going to be able to step away. Oh, top side, Moose Style falling low. Last right click comes out, and from manager picks it up. Want forward, looking for their return kill, but the living armor is there.
And they have the thirst, but I don't know if they finish this off. I mean, meanwhile, bottom lane, 480 move speed on ZG, so he's not going to get caught up by any kills now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Here comes
Yeah, you
Ape,
guys
speaking
just
of
gotta walk it off.
kill attempts. A Haste Rune can be enough to counter this thirst speed. He's gonna get this toss. Oh, but gets away with it as Jotun goes down. Almost was in trouble there for Ape with the Sinister Gaze.
Because Ape, like, did not pick up a tree. So normally what you like to do, which we saw there, was you toss and then attack in the middle of the toss. And then you throw your tree afterwards, so you get like 2 auto attacks in the time of the toss. And you can see there, when he didn't pick up the tree, the Lich was 1 auto attack away from dying and got it resolved. So that was kind of dicey. He's gonna, like, he's not gonna get punished for it, because he's a tiny and he's fast with a haste. But, yeah, all things considered, like, that is why it's really important to have your tree in tiny. It's just really nice to have that extra hit in. You know, all things considered, the laning phase, 20 denies on a sniper. He probably just spent a lot of time denying when Tiny's out of the lane, right?
Yep.
We've seen Tiny have to go back for runes so many times. So even though he's doing pretty well in terms of like net worth,
top lane,
big XP advantage.
The Radiant Tower is getting denied.
Okay.
At 7.5 minutes. So that lane's over and has been won as expected.
We would like to see somebody make stats somewhere from Tide. Like, this guy is almost lower net worth than the drip support. He's not allowed to touch creeps in this lane. This is like struggle city.
Yeah.
He gets the flag bearer, Pog. As Logano's gonna get TP'd on and get run at by the Bloodseeker. He's on 600 move speed. Oh my god,
yeah. Rise is
He's
gonna go
so
down.
fast.
Logano gonna be in trouble as well.
TP comes in for Big Iron, so so he's still gonna be able to run away.
Doesn't have overgrowth up yet. I did call Nature's
He has
Grasp
Rupture if he wants to do
Overgrowth
something
earlier.
bottom. They're pinging it.
Yeah, I think.
They know he's looking for something.
Yeah, maybe just gonna Rupture Logano. Maybe gonna hold on to it. Yeah, just get the kill with the Blood Right.
Yeah.
Dodge away. It's taking a lot of damage from this silencer, but will
Not quite
survive.
enough. Gonna sneeze again. Good damn.
Bless. Bless.
Yikes. I felt that one coming. I didn't quite mute my mic in time. It was all good though. Yeah. I mean, all things considered, as long as the Lino doesn't randomly die in the mid game, this is like Zachman's time to carry.
Yeah, this is
real
feeling
hard.
very free. All in, they're gonna look to engage. They've got the damage on Yoten Yen. Frost Shield will only do so much. And now here's the Rupture committed onto Lugano. Ziggy at low health, Blink in from Font forward. Out of mana though, so won't be able to do anything more.
I mean, Ty's level 5, like he might just get the kill with Lugano.
Yeah, Ape shows up and gets the kill on Ziggy G in the back. Lugano finally gonna go down, but now here's the Ravage. They turn this with Yam showing up. Get Big Iron down.
Ape there.
Rise does as well.
Yams
Great kill for Yams.
If Yams hangs around, like Ape could find him with the toss.
Yeah.
Money to burn.
Oh, they have a ward on him. Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah.
Oh, could have been so good. Dude, he has 340 damage with that DD at minute 9.
Yeah.
I hate Tiny. I hate Tiny.
What
is this?
Can imagine them. I don't know how much it matters, but do you think they adjust tree grab so that it's not base damage? Like that's why the double damage is ridiculous, and it plays into some other things to a degree.
I think Tiny's like in an okay state right now. I don't think he's like too prevalent,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice. So because it's like such a pro play pick, right?
It's like Frost Shield try to get them out. With Hedgehog managers here, they're gonna look to get something off of this, even if it's just the tower.
Yeah, I mean he has the Maelstrom already, and Yams doesn't have TP available. He literally doesn't have on his inventory, so
I don't know if it's
the
worth it
CKG's
to
gonna go
be
top,
here,
but they should
though.
get this tower. Oh, there's no Ravage. If they can get the tower and then TP back for top, it's just it'll be okay. I'll say not.
Big Iron, they're about to have Overgrowth up. They get the Laguna to secure the kill on Yoten Yen, and yeah,
Double kill.
Nicely done.
double kill for
The
Zach.
Hedgehog manager needs to keep up his fire resource stacks there. It's kind of nice. The cart dies top, so Ape will run and defend that. Honestly though, a really fast bot seeker again. He's just at like 400 plus move speed constantly. This is not ideal against the bot seeker to have him moving this fast. As Lagana might just be in trouble if he doesn't get healed up. You can see Ziggy is looking for this. They don't know he's here.
Looks like Z won't commit to sticking around. Maybe with this rotation in from Yams, though. I mean, they're only going to find Lugano here, so it's not the biggest rotation they can get.
Oh my god. Lagana barely managed to fog Ziggy before he got ruptured. That was close. He was looking for that one. Well, TB mid from Ziggy G. They're pushing the mid tower.
On board's going to jump forward onto the Underlord.
Yeah. Dude, Rise is almost lower level than his Treant. It's not even like his game's going bad. You just have to share a lot of XP with all his supports and stuff.
Yeah. And they had such a good lane top
Yeah.
that Big Iron got some extra XP there.
They're pinging on Yams now. I'm not sure if they'll make a pass at him or not. He's definitely playing a bit scared. It's because there is literally no vision of anyone. So, once they show here, oh, Yams actually TP'd from mid to defend his spot, so not gonna opt to take top tier 1, as it's on a little bit lower than half HP.
Ape jumps in. Gets the avalanche, but here comes the rupture. Global is gonna get committed, so they'll have to TP away. Don't have a way to cancel it near enough by. Does mean that now no Tiny for this fight. Big Iron gonna get chewed down. Logano as well.
Dominating
CG
Quite get the last hit, 20
is
HP.
down. Yeah, Yams ends up grabbing it with the snipe. But this is a lot of space for Hedge Fund Manager,
Radiant's bottom tower
who we saw like threatened up the high ground a little bit,
tower is
and then as
under
soon as they didn't want the engagement, just TP'd down to bot lane. And
Radiant's bottom tower
I
is
worry for the
There
Mudboys
is
that
little hope for Dire's
Hedge Fund
middle
Manager is
tower.
getting so much space in this game, even when they're winning fights like that. Like, you can see it on the net worth chart just how far ahead this Lina is already.
regeneration.
This isn't even like a casual or anything. Like as broken as this is, like Zachman is really making this work with just how well he's able to farm. Because farming speed is a learned skill.
Yeah. Yeah, I questioned the map movement on the bot tower, and very quickly proved me wrong, getting the double kill in the tower. And it's just all been good moves, exactly where they need to play. As
But
Logano
Logano's
getting
baiting
spotted out, but
himself.
they don't know that Hedge Fund Manager's here, and Bloodseeker ends up being the one that goes down. Here's the Ravage, though, into a beautiful Chain Frost. That's going to be a triple kill for Yams. Moose Style dodges.
Zachman,
LSA.
Not
Did this
sure
Lina
you want
stick
to
around
turn
too
there.
long? They have the slows, they have the catch, they find the kill. Jotun Yan and Yams end up being the one to finish it off.
can't quite get out of there when he turned around to try to hit the tide, but the Kraken Shell, yeah, just doing a lot of work for him.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be a really big damper. The lead went from almost 3,000 down to just 1.5 over
Yeah.
the sniper.
Yeah, Sniper with that triple kill immediately in contention with the Lina again on the farm. But maybe sticks around too long. Apes gets the avalanche, the toss. As the guaranteed headshots available though, and Jotun Yan's there with the stun. Ape will be the one to go down, but Hedge Fund Manager's back up. Finishes off.
Oh my
the
god,
kill
wait,
on
that's
Yams.
600 gold for
Yeah,
Lina.
that was
Oh
that was an
my.
8 kill streak. This Yams was 8-1.
Yeah, unfortunately, Yams just ended up getting the last touch, so he ended up giving just a bigger bounty away. Right at the end. But they're gonna turn this into tier 1. I imagine with no Ravage, they don't seek to contest this. They should just look to trade top. But Z is gonna farm a camp. As things happen.
Radiant's middle
They've got
tower
the
is no more.
siege creep here, so they can definitely get some good damage in on this tower. Yeah, now they're gonna ping it out. Or no, that was actually Logano pinging that. We'll see if they make a move here up towards Ziggy G. It looks like they're gonna consider it.
I'd like to see them defend this tower. Just remove as much space from the Bloodseeker as he can. Because you can see his item build's already kind of confused. He's not exactly sure if he needs the BKB or the Maelstrom first, and he's kind of opting to components of both. So his farming speed for now gonna be quite slowed down with the lack of the Maelstrom, as they're gonna run into him, but he's
Yeah.
already at really fast move speed. Somebody is low HP. Or maybe he's just a fast hero. Who knows?
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh,
Dire's middle tower
okay, they're
is
avoiding
under
mid tower.
attack.
Rise is gonna sit top.
In the trees. Here comes the overgrowth though. Both teams
Into the
showing
pit
up
of
for this
Malice,
fight.
they're gonna
Ooh,
get the Bloodseeker.
oh, unfortunate bounce on that Chain Frost goes over the Logano instead of sticking between Rise and Big Iron. So they kind of just get this kill on Ziggy G for free.
Yeah, they have the Ravage available. Was no mana on the Tide, like only the Soul Ring to kind of boost it up. You'd imagine they just kind of disengage again. Now the
Yeah.
tier 1 top is still defendable if Rise opts to go for it, but he's gonna fire some camps. Hopefully he returns top. I don't want to see the tower go.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah, and
is
we do
under
finally have the Blink Dagger coming out to Moose Style, along with some Clarities. So I think they wanted to hold Ravage until that was available.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
And we'll see if they look to make a play. This is where if I'm playing Tidehunter or on a team with a Tidehunter, I am like yelling, we have
We need to make.
we
something
have
happen.
Blink, we need to do something with this timing. Picks up the Arcane Boots as well, which I have found is pretty necessary on Tidehunter right now. The Phase Boots feel good, but not when you don't have any mana for your Ravage to work with, and especially Tendrils of the Deep giving you extra mana that you need to spend. Yams is gonna find the supports trying to D-ward. And the living armor is not going to be enough. Logano goes down to the headshot.
They know this is warded, but they just don't have an observer to put on that hill, so... soon going to be a little gold injection for the witch. Yeah, there we go, there's a shrapnel. There's unfortunately spotted out on the ward. It's a bit rough. Right. All things considered, Zachman going for Lincolns this game, so perhaps the reason why they might have wanted to pick Bloodseeker is the Rupture does really well with the Lina, who kind of wants to kite around with her really fast movement speed, and Rupture denies a lot of that. So just going to get the Lincolns, the Sleep Dart, and the Rupture will be countered by that, so it'll make her a lot more survivable.
Yeah.
Right now, they don't have a way to get on top of the sniper, though, so I would like to see that change. Maybe they get a toss back if they're lucky, but
To their top tower.
with the way Yam's been positioning, not exactly reliable. No, he's going for Moonshot.
Scanning for enemies.
Interesting. Not sure he needed more damage, but so it doesn't hurt, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have a free Moonshot on your third spell, you just buy one. That's the logic.
Yeah.
I mean, things are kind of quieting down, so not so much happen. Ape and Big Iron are smirked.
Yeah, Drip is
I'd like to
maybe
see
thinking
Logano
about
kind of bait
Roche.
himself. I don't think they can. I think this is a bit too dicey.
Yeah,
They know this is
want to find a
warded.
pick. Oh, Yems is going to walk up here. But they see the not smoked heroes, and so they know to get out.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah,
is
they
under
should know this is water though. They had vision of this before. Logano is gonna stay there to D-War, but he might just get caught out by the sleeping dart. There's an observer there. Yep, bye-bye. Loyally support. Unlucky. Haste through top. Uh-oh.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bloodseeker.
Ooh, a nice pick away from Ape.
Tower is under attack.
Gets out of the potential ravage.
It's funny, like, with a haste, Bloodseeker doesn't look that fast, because you're used to him going that fast anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Clear the wave, defend the tower. They've still got the Blink Ravage ready to go. So we'll see if Mudboys want to look for a fight here. Logano has respawned in the meantime.
Yeah, I think with Yams being top, there's no fight.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the damage to do anything. But all things considering, Ape's item progression has almost completely halted. As and this is kind of like the issue with Tiny is a lot of the times you can feel like you have nothing to do. Because you're opting for this like Blink Rush playstyle, right? You want to make things happen. But with the Silencer and Treant as your support door, not too much is going to happen. So you're kind of left to your own devices to kind of make things happen. But against a Hyperfed Sniper, a Bloodseeker that has stat items, like... You just gotta have the AFK farm. It's not something you want to do when you build this. So, I can imagine he feels a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
You're just gonna keep avalanching creeps. Just gotta get that farm up. Hopefully once you get Echo, things change a little bit. I would like to see him just go into Ags and Daedalus. And just ignore BKB and just play around the edge of the fight. Because the way he should be positioned, if he wants to like get the Ags, is that he just never breaks in. So I would kind of like to see him do that. I just don't think you need to play this like committal style later on in the game. We already have the Underlord and the Treant to kind of play up front. So I really like him to use guys. But assuming he does continue with this BKB plan, what do you think his next item is afterwards?
I think then the Ags. Even without... I mean, I guess you need, like, at least a Crystallis first for it to be worth it. But I think you still go in the direction of the Ags build. I think that's still just the correct build. And you've got Overgrowth. Like, you have the tools to make it happen.
Another Smirk. They know Yams is somewhere in the area. I'm not sure if they'll find him there.
Oh, they'll find
I saw
him.
the tree get cut down, but...
They get the Rupture off onto Ape. Yams is just gonna get blown up. The Ravage is here. Is it enough to save? No, finally goes down. Hedge Fund Manager has arrived now. The damage going both ways is massive, but it's gonna be the Lina.
Fight, but a 2 for 3 and a sniper buyback is not what you want.
No.
As a side of Mudboys, that is a really catastrophic fight. It looks so good too. You had the 4-man Ravage, and Zachman didn't put the BKB, but all in all, just the Lina damage is just a little bit too crazy. And with no Rupture, not gonna be able to catch it.
Yeah. That felt like the sniper got really punished for this Moonshard build all at once there. Like, even just a casual Morbid Mask, and the Ravage would have been enough for the sniper to potentially survive there, at least for a little bit longer to get some extra damage in that fight.
Yeah, imagine if you had, like, Pike completed that, or like a BKB, like, someone who just doesn't die.
Yeah, no reposition to follow up the Ravage either, which would have helped a lot.
Yeah.
On the hunt for revenge.
All things considering, not like too big of a gold swing, but the Lina is back to 5,000 net worth above the sniper.
Yeah.
So, all of this net worth weight is just sitting on the Lina, which is kind of what you want when you pick it, but also kind of rough for Abe. Unlucky. Honestly, this is why I hate Tiny. I wish the Shard was like still a good build.
Yeah.
Back in the day when throwing the tree did 200% splash. It's good times. Yes, casually like toss it level 1 and it will do like 200 damage to a DP. Oh, like, no, that's good times. For us, core
smoke
players,
again.
They know Yams is farming triangles, so if they path correctly, they don't run into other supports. But the supports know this is happening. Look at the positioning.
Yep.
The smoke's gonna break on the supports. This is so good.
Overgrowth in immediately is going to hold down Yams, and that's going to give them the time they need to get on top of this sniper. On the backside, Ziggy G is going to be able to find Logano. Chainfrost doesn't have anything to bounce off of, and now Ziggy G goes down to Hedge Fund Manager. Boost Style looking for something, but doesn't have Ravage up yet. Yoden Yen trying to stun to give a little more space, but it looks like Moose Style is going to go down.
Double kill.
That opens up Rishon. There's 3 cores down. They should be looking at this objective with the Lina so close, but looks like they might just run to the tower instead. And with no Ravage, that was almost good. Like, you could see Mudboys knew that was happening, and the positioning was so good. But unfortunately, the Blink Overgrowth were just better.
Yeah, I think
like Big Iron actually earned that fight.
Oh yeah, that was the Blink reveal on this tree. I'm pretty sure, and it looked very, very nice. And once again, the sniper getting punished. Okay.
Yeah, the sniper with no defensive items right now is trying to go, back towards the pipe, but he just needs a little bit more time, and time's not what you have against Alina. He now has the Gleipnir completed.
Yeah.
So a lot more catch for everyone involved.
Yeah. Because this, like, Hedge Fund Manager's Lina has been looking good, and that's despite the normal build being slowed down by stopping for a Linken's. Like, normally you would have had this Gleipnir out super fast, and now that it's here, it means it's just another power spike for Drip.
In terms of like a recovery plan for Mudboys right now, what's their main priority? Like, ravaging is kind of a moot point against the Luna BKB, as long as Sackman's paying attention, right?
Yeah. I think it's getting to this Hurricane Pike on Yams. I think it's still, like, if you get the big jump, you can still beat the BKB on Lina. It's definitely, it makes it a lot harder, but it's still there, and that's probably still their best option. If not, setting up with, like, a Sleep Dart into the Ravage.
If you can break the Linken's, yeah.
Ooh, now ZG gonna fucking
the Rupture into the
Linken's. Yep.
Yep. Real. That's a bit unlucky. He knew that was there, though. So.
Yeah.
Red's gonna buy a little bit of space. As a Sleep Dart,
oh, he's blocked by the Linken's again, and now Ape with the Link in the Avalanche. Siggy G goes down, Font forward, able to tricks away.
They have their detection, so
That
he's
tower
just gonna
just
walk away.
disappears.
Yep. Paladin sword inside Zachman's backpack. So, wonder when he sorts that one in.
Yeah, just holding on to a possessed mask, so pretty much strictly worse neutral item. There it goes. Needing another second.
Right, as Yurito, he was gonna
get caught.
Oh no.
They're unstoppable.
Okay. Now, meanwhile, topside, Yan is actually getting chased by Rise as well. He gets a juke off, but they see him in the trees. Oh
Yep.
no, Yan.
Spotted out, rooted up,
well.
rooted again,
That was unreal.
and Hurricane Pike had already been used, so no way out. And this is just going to immediately turn into a very fast Roche for Team Dread.
Yeah, this Lina is looking unstoppable.
Yep. This is looking like a Lina game.
Yep. The classic Lina game. Alright. Lina gets the Aegis. All things considered, just, you know, nothing new. I was thinking about, like, maybe getting a Crimson Guard in the Tide, but seeing Zachman queue up the Silver Edge, that's kind of gone out. Like, you know, that's just not really practical anymore.
Yeah.
The crit's gonna overpower that damage block really fast.
Yeah, and it feels so bad to have to get it on a Tide, because you yourself don't benefit from the damage block at all. This is almost... I think this is a game where you go Wraith Pact. Even post-nerf. Like, there's a decent amount of magic damage that you have to worry about, but it's a lot of physical. They're gonna get the Rupture onto Rise. They get a sleep on the Lina. They have Ravage, go! That's your chance! I mean, it's still into an Aegis, but...
I actually just scared the Aegis, but yeah, that was like the one odd chance that you get sleeped out of Zelina, right?
Yeah. I'm not even sure what had already popped the Lincolns.
Yeah, I didn't quite capture it. But... Yeah. They got the tower, so it looks like they might just like kite back a little bit. I'd like to see they just like run up the high one. You have an Aegis, like I get that you're playing into Ravage, but surely it's not that scary.
It's Ravage and a Sniper though.
Oh, like, you can see them sentrying the trees, so make sure the tree doesn't do anything funny.
Yeah.
They know he has the shot, but he can still blink his
They have another sleep. It's gonna be almost set up with blood already.
Little blood, right? But Zachman, look at
They
his
have the tower. Here comes the damage with the silence. BKB being held until after Aegis is used. It's gonna be a pretty big Chain Frost. Oh, the blink was cancelled by Chain Frost, and the Overgrowth hits nothing. So they're just gonna have to completely disengage now.
Yeah. It's successful high ground defense. So, you know, just sniper doing sniper things.
Yeah. I still feel like there's somewhere in there that a Blink Ravage could happen.
I mean, now that Lena's on half HP, she is burstable in the first life.
Now they're gonna get the LSA onto Moose style. Kraken Shell doing Kraken Shell things. Get out of that.
I feel like they kind of have to make it go soon before this net worth lead just keeps expanding. Like,
yeah,
the way that they can play with this Aegis on the map, they kind of need to make it go and like fast, because this lead, even if the Aegis expires, just feels a lot scarier than like, you know, just actually fighting into the Aegis.
Yeah, just about 10,000 ahead of the Sniper now.
Yeah, that's 2 whole items. And Yaz doesn't have a BKB yet because he's opted for crit sick.
Yep. This is going to work on the BKB next. Will that be in time? This game could be over before the BKB is built, the way it's going right now.
Overgrowth in 10 seconds, so I'd imagine they're just waiting for that again. Oh, actually, the Lich getting caught out.
Ooh, this could be their chance to step up.
The last
they
one
are going to
him
finish
out.
the Lich.
+4 for Lagoner. Very nice.
Yeah, 22 permanent and on the silencer. Been benefiting from a lot of these fights.
Mm-hmm. It's not quite what you would call a scrappy game, but you know, getting 22 is kind of nice.
Hedge Fund Manager teeing off on the Tidehunter, who evaporates, has buyback. That's Ravage gone until they do. There's the buyback, and he gets committed. Overgrowth gets used. Oh, and the LSA catches Yams. Yams goes down. No buyback on the sniper. This could just be the game. They have the Ravage available, but still 36 seconds on the Aegis. Ricky goes down, immediately going to buy back. And Drip might be respecting that Ricky buyback a little too much, because they still don't have sniper for this fight.
Sniper has no buy.
BKB has been used on Lena though, so I think they're more respecting the Ravage. So
yeah.
Pops the Lincolns. They're all sitting here waiting for this next creep wave. Hedge Fund Manager's gonna step up, only has 10 seconds left on the Aegis, so it's not gonna get used. He now has to be careful because no BKB available either. It's gonna be able to silver edge away. As the
20k lead now.
Whew.
Surely Zachman just gets a Satanic.
Yes, sitting on 4,000 gold.
He's thinking about it. Could also get a Pike. I don't know. Or maybe a Swift Blink. That would be pretty spicy.
That would be spicy. I feel like Swift Blink doesn't do as much for Alina though, because you already have so much mobility just from Fiery Souls.
Yeah. Gotta get on top of the sniper somehow, right? Surely you go Blink for funnies.
Yeah.
Do it, do it, do it. A little tempted. We'll see what he opts for. So that's the same for buyback. I would imagine he's like, let's gonna respect that a little bit. Now he has the pure damage on Laguna.
The Wraith Pact queued up.
I like it. Everything they're doing is fizz except for the Lich, and they already have Pipe anyway, so.
Yeah.
Just having more auras for the Lenas is kind of nice. But
yeah, with the
I don't know if I'm just
Paladin
impatient, but it
sword.
feels like the plane is so slow.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Yeah, it's time to go from buyback.
I think they're looking for a pick. I think they have no reason not to play this slow. They're getting more farm on the map right now, and it is a very scary high ground to go into with Ravage and Sniper. So they're just playing the patient game, seeing if they can get a pick off. Because even somebody showing, I think that's another good reason to see a Blink Dagger on the Lina, is because then when one of these heroes shows at the top of high ground, even if they're not coming all the way down, that can open up the Lina to be able to get a quick pick off faster than their other heroes can. We've got Basher on Bloodseeker. That's gonna be pretty big.
If you can get in range of the Lina, that's really huge, but she has Lincolns already, so it's kind of awkward. I guess if they pop it with the Rupture, they get Abyssal afterwards. But they haven't quite been able to get around the Lincoln's cooldown, because they're like jumper to say like, what's the word? Like staggered, I guess.
Yeah. Honestly,
You'll
10
like to see
second
them kinda
cooldown
go
on
together,
Assassinate. Yams should be the one in charge of breaking this Lincoln's.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, what was that on? That was the Aether Lens that goes down with Yotian's Courier. That is unfortunate.
Despair for Lich. Unlucky. Sometimes your courier just gets sniped.
Yeah. It's tough trying to get those secret shop items when you're fully backed into your base. So it's going to be a quick Roshan respawn. Only 10 seconds left, so that's going to set up Drip if they check it soon.
No way they missed the respawn again. No way. No shot. This happens
No!
again.
No!
That's the second time they've missed the rush respawn by like
Oh my god.
a split second, dude.
My HGC team did that so much. It was a running thing, and so I got in the habit of like checking Roche, leaving, going back in to check it again instantly, just to like make sure we saw it. They've got to check again soon. Oh, that's so funny.
That's so annoying, actually.
They're gonna be very upset if they watch the VOD back.
Yeah. Didn't this happen to them last week as well? They literally did this last week.
I didn't see it, but it is shocking how much it can happen. Who do we see this Ag Shard go to? It goes to Lina, because everybody else has one. Assuming Drake gets this right.
I really want to see Zachman get the axe, because I've just never seen someone get it. And I know it's like magic build focused, but I don't know, sometimes the free paladin can be pretty funny. Just fly up the wall to high ground. Something, I don't know.
It looks like it is
fly into the trees,
satanic.
come behind them. That'll be pretty sick, actually.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's okay, surely they check first this
ready
time.
on Lina. Minions gets popped, they get the sleep, but they're already putting damage, so the sleep does not stay for long.
Lost.
As you can see Drip is feeling themselves with these chat wheels.
Yeah.
Kind of a Team Drip special.
They still haven't gone back to check the Roche again. It's been there for so
Check
long.
it.
They're
Check it. Check it.
I think. Yeah. Big
Anyway,
irons.
now Zachman doesn't have any fire soul stacks.
Yeah, so this will take a bit longer, but surely not that much
Not
longer.
like 2 significant, yeah.
It is strange seeing Alina attack this slowly. It looks like Mudboys have a sense that this is happening, feeling the pressure get relieved from their base for the first time in a while, but they're not going to have the tools to get in there.
I would really like to see him just replace the silver or something. I don't think he needs more damage, right?
Yeah.
Or kind of want to like the Titanic. Well, you might want to keep it for the second life, but if you can use it on your first life and not die, I feel like it's even better, right?
Yeah. It's only a 30-second cooldown. Oh, gonna have to be getting TP. They have the overgrowth though! Sticky G is caught out! Does have buyback. Oh, Yoyen though as well! It's gonna get caught. They were eating up too much space off of their Roche take. Both
Yeah,
these
they don't
heroes
just expect to
have
have a little bit more
buyback.
time, but
And luckily you
Oh,
do still
no.
have the threat of Ravage Sniper for this defense. But yeah, we're gonna see Hedge Fund Manager step up. Do they buy back? Do they let these racks go and try to hold it for a better fight later? They have the sleep on Lina, but no follow-up disable for it.
I mean, Yam's just firing away, but
Middle barracks has fallen.
I just
Radiant's middle
can't quite get in a
barracks
comfortable range to attack, even being a sniper.
will Radiant resist.
Like, kind of wild to think about, but
Yeah.
its effective range when you compare it to like a blink is just not that long.
So Mudboys are going to trade those middle barracks for the opportunity to have their buybacks for this next fight. Everybody
I
but
hate it.
Underlord has it available.
Yeah.
They get the sleep
Alright, Zachman's
into the Chain
gonna
Frost, but
get
immediately the BKB. Walk forward, gonna get caught by Ape, and they immediately get the Laguna Blade onto Ziggy G. Can they find the first life? Lina has been ruptured, and they get the kill on Big Iron. Yams has the BKB ready.
The Thirst Vision is now gone off the Lina, so she's in a little bit of a safer spot now.
Oh,
but
and gets a nice
she's
room
going
into
for
it
the
and
victory.
LSA. They follow it up to Ravage. It's going to be there to maybe bring down Lina once. No, even that's not going to be enough. The Silver Edge gets the break.
It happened
Young
again.
Yan goes
Double
down.
kill.
Yams is going to get caught out as well by the Silencer. Can they get away? Nice forward staff to get out of the LSA. And firing away does not win the right-click battle. Finally, Lina goes down, but that's only the first time.
Still
It's going to
has
respawn
fewer
into the
invis.
blood right.
Alright, they're gonna cut out. That was like almost two lanes of racks.
Yeah.
And imagine if Zachman had the Satanic in his imagery, how hard that first life would be to take.
Oh god. Yeah, it... There were a couple opportunities there to be able to bring it up and regen all of that health back. It's gonna have BKB back up in a few seconds. So, and now...
A 42k lead now. 42.
Yeah, everybody
In 42
bought
minutes.
back on the Radiant side there, and nobody has bought back for Team Drip, so...
You can easily see them just like chain buyback to end this game, right? Like, how do they operate as well?
Yeah.
Like you buy back from Megas or something? If you absolutely need to, but I really don't think Zachman's ever going to die.
Yeah, now with the Satanic that hasn't even been used yet, like... It's an incredibly hard kill to get. And they don't have Ravage for another 50. I think they should be taking this opportunity with Ravage down.
The moonshot completed for Lina as well. Her buyback cost is 3,500, dude.
Oh my god. And has more than double that in the bank. I think you go Ags just because you have nothing else.
Nothing else to buy,
in your
exactly.
inventory.
Hasn't quite stopped in the moonshot to consume it yet, but I mean, it's a Lina. Do you really want to moonshot yourself? You have 690 attack speed already. Just moonshot your tiny.
Yeah, honestly.
He has 80 attack speed. You're gonna double his attack speed.
Like, Moonshard the
Please.
Tiny and then buy another Moonshard. They might do it.
Oh, they do.
They
moonshot.
do! Nice!
Nice.
I love that.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I caught that. Guys, I caught it in the Observer. Let's go.
See the ping
exactly
on
sure.
Yams,
Not
who
the
has Blink Dagger now. Is looking to finish the Maelstrom into a Mjolnir.
Did Lina buy something? Because she... Oh, she just continued moonshot for herself as well. Okay.
So yeah, literally did buy 2 Moonshards.
Still has buyback?
Yep.
Dude. Crazy.
Underlord has finished the Wraith Pact and picked up a casual plate mail towards the Shivas. As they're going to step up into high ground and try to finish this Raps. They do so very quickly. They get a sleep onto Tiny. Great damage. Ravage!
Oh,
no!
Ravage whips!
The Ravage hits nothing. The blink must have been broken.
Are you lost? Put a cork.
Burns, doesn't it?
Dude, these chat wheels.
These chat wheels are brutal. I appreciate Moose Style replying with the put a cork in it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. You know Ravage is down. Just win the game. Like, what are you waiting for at this point?
Go. You have a 45k lead with no Ravage. Please.
Yeah. You do have Mjolnir
can
finished
do
on
it.
the M's now. Like, the damage from Sniper is scary. But surely you can get on top of him and close this out. I don't know. I guess it still stands that there's really no harm in waiting. Although, there's starting to become more harm in waiting, because Lina doesn't have any further to go than Ags with her items.
Yeah.
If you get the tower, Force Staff down from Yams is going to BKB to walk back up.
Oh, nice.
Now a big overgrowth into the global silence. Is this going to be what they need to close it out? Ape gets the stun onto the sniper. Yams waddling away. Chain Frost comes out. It goes right to the creeps. This looks like it'll be Megas. They get the sleep dart on Lina. Do they have anything to follow it up with? No, not with Moose Style dead.
They almost had Yans from Zachman just hitting away at the time instead, so... gonna deny the rally for another 70 seconds while they get megas.
Yeah.
No, Neil's already on cooldown.
Oh, they get a catch. Force Staff does not stop the LSA. And Lich goes down. That's 2 heroes dead for over 60 seconds. GG not being called yet. They still feel like they have a chance. Mudboys, Aeon Disc is going to get propped. Hedge Fund Manager tearing apart every building in the base.
Is
Here
out of fire soul
come
stacks,
the
so 10
creeps.
seconds.
Yeah, and they get the sleep dart. Throw down the blood right. One tier 4 has gone down. They get a nice little catch towards Big Iron, but not enough. Will the assassinate finish it off? Not
quite.
Oh, now they get the Gleipnir.
Oh,
An
big
ape
jump
with the
from
catch on
Yams.
Yams! Yams is dead. That has to be the game. They call it
And they were gonna
GG.
instantly call it GG.
Team
Correct.
Drip, and yeah, they didn't need to call it. The ancient has disappeared. Team Drip bounced
Took a while to
back.
get there, but they got it.
Take game 2. And both of these teams walk out of the series still on top of the division at 8-2.
Oh, lovely. A nice little 2-2 series to close it off. Oh, sorry, 1-1 series to close it off.
Yeah.
Dude, Zach, man, how much you do we have? Take a wild guess. 900? 950? I haven't checked yet.
For
what's
what?
your guess? What's
Sorry.
your guess?
Oh, the
GPM.
DPM. Gotta be more than that. It.
You
It's
think
probably
it cracked 1,000?
no, not quite. Okay, I'm kind of doing the math in my head now. So, oh, you were spot on. 962.
Ooh, nice. That's a solid. His double everyone else on his team. Oh, that's such a Lena moment.
Yeah, man, 20-1. On this Lena. Absolute Lena gameplay.
Yeah. Sniper still did more damage, unlucky. that's such a sniper moment too, there.
That's kind of crazy.
Honestly, Yams' game was so good, but it's just a Lena moment. Honestly, it's just Lena. And not getting a defensive item was like,
Hello?
Hello.
hello.
Interrupted by joining. Oh, everyone's coming in. We
No. Oh my god, we got a whole ass party.
We do.
The whole team is here, almost.
I'm the lone Mudboys player. Ah.
Let's get your whole ass team in here too. Get a 12-man call. All good.
I'll tell him.
Oh yeah. Alright. Want us to wait until your team comes in?
No, I don't think they'll actually do that, but I'll represent.
Okay.
Unless you'd rather just talk to one team, I can also step back if you don't.
No.
Talking to both teams is fun.
Yeah.
So I'll start with the basic question because actually this is like the first game of Casa for you guys. So tell me a little bit about your team. Like, do you guys all know each other? Like, how do you guys get together, and how does it feel like playing in a team? Like this?
Well, so 2 of our players have known each other since they were like children, and then another player since high school, and then the other 2 players since high school, and then I'm actually the newest recruit, and I met 2 of them in college, so we're all like IRL friends.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I am. They've been playing Dota for a long time. I'm relatively new.
May I ask, which player are you?
Oh, I'm font forward. I'm the pause 4.
Okay, you're the pause 4. Nice. Okay. Makes sense. First game slaughter pick. We didn't like it, but what kind of led you guys to that decision?
I don't want to give away too much about things, but Slardar is one of my pause one's like favorite offlaners to play. He's really good at it. I was rooting for him to pick that. We just saw the melee cores on the other team, and we thought that having a Slardar, you kind of just win any 1v1 there, and I think that kind of was borne out in the game. I think we actually won lanes, I feel like, and that is somewhat rare for us. And Yeah, and man, the Slardar gets in there, he gets some big damage. I don't know. Did you have objections to it besides the fact that it's not really like a hard carry?
It was
okay. My thinking was that you guys wouldn't have enough damage, but considering you ran over the lanes, that wasn't really an issue. It was more just like if you don't run away with the lanes, then the starter might run out of like juice against the other lineup. But that was my thinking. Like after Lotus and Purges, like Manta and stuff, you'd run out of damage. Well, it never really got to that point, so it looked really good.
You know, we just banked on attack speed there, I guess, and setting everything up really well.
Yeah, it definitely worked.
Yeah. On the flip side of that, I want to hear from Drip on the Spectre pick, because we felt like it looked okay, but then ended up getting kind of punished by that last pick, Slardar.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't wanting to go with the Spectre. I honestly wanted the Dro, and then they banned it, so I went with the Spectre instead. And we kind of just lost all of our lanes that game, which screwed us. I think draft was, I would say, even, but then we lost our lanes, and there was nothing we can really do at that point. Made it very hard to play the game.
That's how it felt for us, game 2.
I mean, it was tough. I mean, Yas seemed to like have a really standout game there. Like, were you guys worried about the sniper at all, or like vice versa? Were you kind of confident that he would win that for you, or how'd you feel about it when he got to that really big lead?
We kind of thought Lina was going to go mid for most of the draft anyway. So I think that the sniper pick, we thought about using it as a flex, you know, and waiting to see if we were right about that. And I don't know. I guess we were just confident that if we had that the enemy team wasn't very good at jumping and initiating onto a backline, so a sniper would be safe to sit in the back and just pump damage out. The last pick, Tiny, really kind of threw a wrench into that with the Blink Avalanche, kind of really setting up for a lot of good team fights. And then on top of that, you end up with your Underlord being able to just, you know, instantly appear. Not instantly, but so yeah, we kind of didn't see the Tiny coming, and I think the Tiny was a big problem for us in the mid game. And then of course late game, Lina is just so hard to deal with.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask about the Lina, because from the previous games that I've seen, this like the Lina has kind of been like apes here. So what kind of led you guys to switching it like to the safe lane? Or is it just something that you've been able to do but you felt like it was better on ape? Just a lot of drafts?
I mean, I think I can let Ape talk about it a little bit, but mostly in our pubs, I've been playing the Lina most games, just because, I mean, with the farm, this hero just gets absolutely insane. And I think in the draft, we always knew it was going to be safe lane, especially with this Treant Protector. That lane is just way too strong. I don't think any heroes in Dota that can beat that lane. So it's just,
I mean,
it's
that Tide was good. Like, yeah, that Tide was not having fun in the lane.
No, not at all.
You always had higher net worth on both of your supports for a moment. It was like 50 gold off both of your supports being high net worth. That was kind of crazy.
For my perspective on the Lina, it's she's a very strong hero, but she's also a carry mid in a sense. You can go this spell build and you kind of cap out like 35 minutes as far as damage output, and of course then you can like do this awkward transition over into physical damage. But yeah, we were in our mind, this is probably the strongest position 1 or one of the strongest position 1s in the game, and especially if we have the entire draft to ban out all the counter heroes.
So
yeah,
just like
I was taking
up to carry?
Sorry.
No, so you can.
I was just gonna make a comment. I was taking some mad copium throughout that game, clicking on your items or Lina's items, and being like, you know what? She's 6-slotted already. She can't get any worse. Like, it's gonna be fine. We can stabilize.
I don't know if y'all caught it, but about 5 minutes before that game ended, I was so six-slotted that I did buy my Tiny a Moonshard.
Yeah, we caught that one too. Don't worry, we got it in the cast. It's all
we
good.
saw that.
I was staring at your Moonshot. I was like, surely you double your Tiny's freaking attack speed, please. And then you did it,
Thank
and
you.
we both laughed.
Thank you. He was
Yeah,
arguing with me for like
Thank you.
2 seconds, just like, I don't know, you don't need this. I'm like, bro, come on.
But then you're so rich, you bought your own Moonshot anyway. It doesn't
Yeah, I bought 2
matter.
Moonshards at the same time. I was floating like 11k for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw it in your
Yeah.
backpack, and we were like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah. Well, it's getting worse, man. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, is there anything you guys want to ask each other, or like, I'm kind of done with my questions at least.
I suppose I just want to commend you guys for playing a really disciplined high ground siege. Like, I've played a lot of pubs where you play into a sniper, even if you lose, say you win all your lanes against the sniper, and you just throw the game by approaching that high ground badly. You seem to have really good discipline, not splitting up, not getting caught out, and waiting for Roche just to make sure.
Yeah, we've
you.
played in the ho ho ha ha patch, and we're not doing any more 40 minutes of winning the game. And
We
then
learned our
10 minutes of
lessons.
losing. Yeah.
Sniper is
you guys caught us
pretty
off guard
annoying
with
hero.
that. Yeah, you guys caught us off guard with that Slardar pick. I was like, I couldn't ult anywhere as the Dawnbreaker because I just got 3 click down. It was pretty sad.
Yeah,
that was disgusting.
It's fun to change it up and take a risk. We didn't really ever talk about that in advance or plan it, but I really have faith in my Pause 1, and especially on a hero like Slardar, where I've just seen him solo carry games from the off lane so many times. So I don't know. I guess we didn't expect you to pick Lina, if I'm being honest. Not that I need to tell you that or you care, but we were so kind of taken aback when it got through, or when you picked it. It was we spent like a minute in the draft just reacting to that and wasting time, and it threw us off. So it might not have been a surprise in the sense that Slardar is a surprise as Pause 1, but that was a very effective psychological warfare thing, first picking the Lina. We weren't prepared.
Yeah, we were definitely watching the draft, like wondering, I guess a bit surprised seeing Alina get through, because it gets banned in this league more often than it gets picked, and it gets picked or banned in almost every game.
Yeah, in fourth week it was 96% like presence.
I think if I remember correctly, this is the first game that we haven't first phase banned Lina ourselves. I think we first phase banned it every single game.
No, we got it
at least most games.
We got it that one series.
That one series, yep. Descriptive.
Against Lumen.
I'll also say
we let you get Alina. Yeah.
We kind of again thinking that it was going to be a mid Lina. If I had realized I was going to be laning into Lina as Ricky, I would really have advocated against picking Ricky, just because I feel like I can do absolutely nothing to harass us, and also the Treant is, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gushing about your guys' good picks and good plays and how hard the lane was, but yeah.
I want to congratulate your mid player, because I thought Void Spirit was a dead hero and that we could just let him have it and it wouldn't be a problem, and he proved me wrong.
Oh, he'll be glad to hear that, because it's his pride and joy.
Level 30.
Dude, he's nuts. Actually, he's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
he's an OG Morphling player, and so he's kind of turned Void Spirit into Morphling. But
that explains the E-Blade rush.
Yeah,
that explains it. Oh my god,
E-Blade rush is just good. It's just good.
The E-Blade rush looked so good. I mean, he was blowing up Spectre from
and he was playing a pub. I mean, I don't want to get too much into it, but he was playing a ranked game, I think, before this, and he played Void Spirit mid. He went like 31-10 or something like that, and he got the Dagon 5. It was just burst magic damage the whole way.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
And that's I feel like I'm now like really giving away all of our precious strategy
I mean, if anybody's watched one of your games where you picked Void Spirit,
That's true,
like
yeah, that's true.
I'm not letting you guys have it when we play against you. Like it is terrifying. He makes it look so good. He styles so hard with it.
His first week, he went 28-4-14 on this hero, dude. I can't believe that ever got through.
Yeah, he's well, he's got like a lot of these rank 30 heroes, and they always we feel often that the enemy teams end up banning out his hero pool like every game. So we've started to kind of pick him early. I'm really, I don't know if this is interesting, but good games, guys. Yeah, it was a pleasure. I was running around hiding behind my cores as Ricky, trying not to die. I just tried to pop the Lincolns on Lena with my blink strike and then throw the sleep, and boy, did that never really amount to anything. So yeah, that was a hard game, but good game, and look forward to if we ever play you guys again in the league. I don't actually know how the league works, so I guess that will happen.
You'll rematch at some point. Plus, it's the playoffs as well, so you'll rematch at some point for sure.
All right, I'm gonna say goodbye unless you guys have any more questions. Because my group.
No, that's all I've got. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me, and good games, Drip. Yeah.
Nope, very good game.
Until next time.
See ya. All right. Drip, you guys have anything to say?
Nope, I think we're good.
Yeah, Jay.
All right.
I gotta say one thing.
Yep.
I don't know who got support MVP for game 2 because I haven't watched it. But if you don't give it to Treant, that's a fucking robbery. Okay.
We didn't
He needed more. He needed more blink overgrowths. Sorry.
Big Iron carried. He gave the performance of a pause 2 from Treant Protector. It was unreal.
Yeah.
It was
very, very
actually
good.
unreal.
Treant Protector is also just a bonkers hero right now.
Oh, no, it ain't the hero.
He made it look
Big
bonkers.
Big Iron did that.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
This was mostly like the one time I wasn't paying attention to him, and I was like about to gush about Mudboys positioning, and they just blinked and got a huge overgrowth on like 4 people. Radiant Triangle, I was nuts. And I was
that was the one you guys smoked. That was actually a really cool play because you guys smoked and Mudboys completely read it. They 100% knew it was coming. Both of their supports positioned on the stairs to make sure the smoke was broken and that you wouldn't get the jump onto the sniper. And it looked like they completely read it, like they were going to win the fight. And then Big Iron blinks in, massive overgrowth right on the sniper, and you guys just come and clean it up. That was like potentially the turning point of the game right there.
You'll see it in the cast. I actually creamed. It was funny. Okay, maybe I should have said that on stream, but like it was a good play. Gotta keep it PG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Have fun watching the VOD back. If you do.
We're gonna do that right now.
That's nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you for casting.
Right.
Yeah, always happy to.
Yeah. It's a good game to watch. So as always, it was fun watching. Didn't get to roast Ape enough. He didn't play badly enough for me to roast him.
I played pretty bad, bro.
You'll
get me another week.
Enough glaring mistakes.
That ult top on Dawnbreaker, like minute 17, I fed immediately. But anyways, okay. Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, I'll race you.
Have a good night, though.
Yeah, likewise. Oh, well, no. We're good night. See ya. It feels so weird for me to say good night to people when it's 3:30. Like, these guys are playing like super late, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's like 10 or 11 for them.
Yeah, it's 11:30 for me.
11:30, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Thanks for joining. Keep an eye on WLD Discord for more games. It's going to be a really exciting rest of the season. I don't know how long the regular season is going to go now that it's kind of a Swiss format and you can have rematches. So yeah, we should have a lot of exciting games ahead of us.
Yeah, it should be good. I think that